I had this very, but it just turns out we had a dust storm yesterday.
I think we're closer to Ohio than you are, but
I still freaked
yeah.
out. I still freaked out.
I don't blame you.
I was like,
Everything's
God damn it,
fucking
it's happening.
everything's on fire.
Yep.
Where do I
God
write?
damn.
I would have sworn I wrote down $6, 6 golden tchotchkes. Can't find it now.
Word.
Anyway,
Go
sorry I
on.
was a few minutes late there. I had a fun like thumb slicing deal and didn't want to, get
Oh,
blood all
yeah,
over the apartment.
me too.
Oh really?
Hey.
Oh, I guess this
Yeah.
is the night for that. Okay.
I
You
was
guys using mandolins?
I was about to say you didn't use the handle on the mandolin.
Handle in the
No, I sliced my finger while trying to clean a knife.
Yep.
And it sliced right through the sponge and right into my finger.
I'm
That's
actually
sharp
not
knife.
sure what happened in my case. I just looked down and I was like, I need to clean this. I don't
That's
know what
also
happened.
a sharp knife. Usually
Uh-huh.
it's only really dull if you can feel it that way.
Huh.
Congratulations, everybody, for having sharp knives.
Woohoo!
Ash, Psycho.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, it's bad.
Who wants to do the what now?
The one where it's like, oh, and that's where I got my rash.
Oh.
Get it?
Do you want
We
to
were
talk
talking
about the
about
rash
something
you got
else.
on your honeymoon?
Yep, that's, well, it wasn't on it, but it was around it before and after. So, and on it.
The rash was around what now?
Wait,
My
it went
honey
away?
Well, anyway,
Fantastic.
now we're live. So,
Oh
Hey.
man, hello.
Hello.
All right,
Energy.
to keep up the song portion of the beginning. I was gonna write a recap, but I was fucking tired. Ooh, I was gonna think about stuff, but I was fucking tired. Ra-da-da-da. I was gonna write a detailed description of what happened last session, but then I was tired, and I said fuck that, 'cause I was tired.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da.
that's your most. You've never sounded more like a narc. I
I,
just want you
I
to know.
thought that was because I was high, and then it wasn't because I was high.
It was though.
It was
would have
though.
been,
It was.
but instead of being high, I was tired.
Okay, all right, I misinterpreted the ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, did I too many
That's
did
how it turns around.
No, the
Uh,
song was because I got high, but that's
So, who
What
would
happened
actually like to
was-
recap then?
So we did
I'll do
start
it.
off in the camp. Thank you. we did start off at the tower. We had rested after a jovial brawl with our new giant friends, our
You and
Goliath
I have
friends.
different definitions of
I was
jovial.
gonna say, watching it
Yeah,
back, can I
baby.
say how salty Sydney Kamira was about getting into the fight? She's like,
Yeah.
can we not fucking do that, please?
I go to
Yeah, we should have, but then we would have missed out on all those good runes, which we got. We divvied them up last week, and that was cool.
And gifts.
We got some gifts. That was tight. I'm really good at some other shit now. I can lie like a fucking madman. I could be in politics now, so that's cool. What did we do after that?
So we
I am
went
tired.
You're good. I got you, boo. We went to the town. I don't remember the name of the town. Is it Holbeck? It's Holbeck.
Yep.
So we got there, right? And immediately, instead of going to just go find Mazadon, we went to a fucking lounge,
We
like
hit the
dance
club,
club.
baby. It
'Cause
had
we're
like
responsible
Russian club
adults.
vibes. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
of
just
course,
want to point out, Sydney got the best music for the club.
Yeah, it was really
on
good.
point.
look, Ryan was gone, and I did my best.
I just
Your
want
best
to
was
point out
phenomenal.
that when I am gone, Sydney becomes the parent and Sydney becomes the DJ. So she just assumes all my roles.
Right?
Once
Like,
I'm gone.
you leave, and it's like, stepmom's here, kids. Here we go.
Like, I don't have sunglasses on, but it's like when I'm here, Sydney's like, all right, you guys, let me know when we're about to die.
It
Basically.
was very good.
So we go,
Oh.
we went to the club.
Oh.
For some reason, a Pokemon is hatching. Anyway, I got Pokemon Go up. Hell yeah.
Who's in your living room?
Hunter, for whatever goddamn reason, knows somebody everywhere at any given time, much like my late grandfather. But, so, like, we're there, we're at the club, we're like, where's Maz? And instead we meet up with a freaking, like, Khajiit cat person named Armeando. Sounds familiar? Maybe, not the same person, who knows? And they're like, hey man, we want information, or I want information, or I want some sick swag, and in return, I will give you information and or swag. And I think we basically said, hey, I don't have time for this right now. Can I leave and come back and we'll deal with this later?
We organized the meetup. We were like, hey, yeah, we're
Right.
up for some work. We'll come back.
So we left and we met up with Mazadon, Lord Barrington, and this fishy little dude named Atlas. And I say fishy because not only was he a fish person, but also he might have conjured Cthulhu at one point. Who knows?
Oh, he did. He
Right.
admitted to it.
He was like, it's my fault that bullshit
think-
happened and the eldritch nightmare is upon us.
It was 500 years ago when some overly ambitious wizards and mages were attempting to expand the realm of what we knew about magic was capable of. In our experiments, we opened a portal, a rift within the ocean, which led to a whole other plane, and in this plane there was a deeper ocean with monsters beyond comprehension. Fuck that guy. Anyway, he was like...
He's
It
been
would be
trying to
super
make
great.
things better ever since.
he was
How's
like,
that going?
it would be mad cool
It's
if
been 500 years, not so good.
been a
It's
minute.
been-
He was like, it would be solid if I could get your help. And we were like, yeah, totes. Like, let's give you some information within reason. And then we had a very, very tense meal with Mazadon where Rain was just kind of like group chatting everybody all at once privately.
Yeah.
And then when we asked him for some money to fund some of the things he was asking us to do, he commented on how destitute we are.
Yeah.
Did you tell
We
them
did
that we
line
were
up
trying
for
to
it.
get money right then and you stopped us?
Well, I almost mentioned that we bypassed a lot of paying opportunities to get to his meeting, but I was like, you know what? He already sounds mad.
Yeah, he was pretty mad.
Rain's
But we
down
got
to fight
have
a
Mazadon
diamond
if we need to.
and we got
Let's do it.
lodgings for the night.
We did. I've also got notes that Jarl Barrington is definitely not a bear.
It's true.
Atlas was there as he's an aquatic elf, old magic guy. He teleported, which is pretty wild.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm.
Also talked with the not giants, they're
Goliath.
Goliath. Thank you. Talked to them about like cycling in some people to the front lines to like fuck up some empire in their free time as like mercenary stuff, so they can pull in some money and they get restless. So why not burn off some of that murder horniness for money? So that was well received. Talked that over with Maz. He was like, all right. I wrote
Actually,
it down.
I think he was like, hey, that's a great idea, but I don't like you being in control and suggesting good ideas, so I'm going to take partial credit. Oh, wow.
Dave,
I'm going to ask you to refresh.
Those are 10s.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's
It's- my
still a lot
brain
of
is-
ones,
my
though,
brain
buddy.
is not even in this like hemisphere right now. So.
all our brains are fucked today.
Anyway,
This is
so
gonna
we
be
went
a
back to
weird
the
one,
club.
folks.
Sorry. We went back to the club after like deciding what group was going to go where in search of stuff. Like we're going to go to the Temple of the Frost Maiden. And then we sent the other team over to the hidden one because we figured he's hidden and they could have a good time with that. But we interacted with Armando, and he was like, it would be super bomb is if you could tell me about like a genie lamp or something, which was super convenient because Atlas mentioned a genie lamp. And we were like, what's that? And now we have to hunt down a drow bard who was talking about stories about genie lamps.
Yeah. Valentino.
You
Yep.
tried to scry on him. You were able to get a physical
that's
description of him
right.
with like a magical pen that kind of was like a minor illusion where he could draw him perfectly. But yeah, you tried to scry on him, and apparently he resisted it and turned your holy water into wine.
Like a boss, just like Jesus. And then let's see, it was get me this information about where one can find a genie lamp, and I will gladly get you the information about where you wish to go. So, like, I think the agreement was we're just going to get that information on the genie lamp, take the genie lamp, and then deliver the information about the genie lamp's last whereabouts. And that's where we stop for the night.
Before our pockets. Like
Yeah.
the one before that.
Like,
And that's what happened last week.
Dun, dun,
Woo.
dun, dun.
Yeah.
And
Alrighty.
we leveled up.
We
Oh,
leveled
yeah.
up.
We leveled up. We're level 10.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Well,
means
some
we're
of us are
halfway
level
through the
10.
campaign. I'm just kidding.
Some of us are level 7.3, 7/3.
Got
By-
119 health. Let's go.
By some, it is one.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so starting off today, as you awaken in the safe house, you become acutely aware of your surroundings. The first thing you notice is the sound of crackling fire, the warmth of which envelops you, making you feel cozy and comfortable. As you take in your surroundings, you see the sturdy wooden beams of the ceiling, the rough wooden walls, and the simple yet functional furnishings. As you sit up and stretch, you feel the coolness of the air on your skin, reminding you that you are in the northern climate. You catch a glimpse of the outside world through a small square window, which is framed with animal pelts. And you can see off in the distance the snow-capped mountains that surround you. Let's see. Your beds are simple yet comfortable. And as you start to wake up, you can hear the sound of footsteps creaking along a floorboard. And you would recognize this likely to be the keeper of the safe house. His name is the person who you got to know late last night, who kind of keeps this safe house for you. His name is Eric Thunderstrider, who's kind of a gruff man who is covered in all sorts of battle scars. He's fairly old, and you can tell that he is well weathered from many years of battle. He's kind of gruff and firm, but you've kind of been able to piece apart. It doesn't take you very long to see he's kind of got a heart of gold underneath. He just doesn't really like to show it. And you start to smell that lovely familiar taste, or that lovely familiar smell of bacon beginning to, and you start to hear a little sizzle downstairs as well. What do you guys do?
I mean, there's bacon downstairs. Why wouldn't we go downstairs?
The
Hunter
question,
wraps.
though, is whether or not they're gonna make us pay for it.
Hunter slides into boots and wraps himself in a blanket and shuffles down to where the bacon is.
Well, but Mazadon said he would cover the Jarl would cover lodging. No?
Lodgings involve food?
It wasn't Mazadon, it was Lord Barrington who said that he
Yeah,
would cover
sorry.
that for you guys. Yep.
Not that I can't like go and afford food. It's just the principle of the matter at this point, I think.
Excuse me. I would also say that in the direction of that window I described, surrounded by pelts, you hear the familiar voice of Mazadon, as well as some other lower-pitched, deep, resonating voices that seem to be on the street just outside of your house.
I'm gonna peek it through a window and check to make sure it's actually them.
Okay. You peek through and you see that it is indeed Mazadon, surrounded by 4 other woolly Loxodon who dwarf him even. I wouldn't say quite dwarf, but they're a good foot or 2 taller than him. He's the small one of the group.
How much taller are
but
these
he-
NPCs gonna get? This is getting out of hand.
These other guys are definitely like categorized as large. They're pretty much about 10 feet tall. But they're big and kind of hulking. They don't seem quite as like dexterous and ripped as he does. And they just are kind of like slumped over, looking down, talking to him, and you can overhear that he's kind of giving out various directions of like, all right, here's where you're gonna go. Do this. Head over this way. I'll be over here. Blah blah blah. So you can tell he's kind of giving directions, and he gives kind of like a move out kind of direction, and then the 4 of them head on out. I've got a little picture for you guys here.
Oh boy.
Whoa. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
they-
there are actually 4 different ones.
Yep.
Looks like they're gonna
They're all
snuffle up
standing the
fucking
same,
you-
though.
Did
Yeah.
you feed this into AI, Richard?
I did.
I
I
was
was
gonna
wondering
say
if those AI.
the others looked similar enough that I was like, this is AI.
I figured from
It
the
worked,
multiple
though.
tusks that it was probably AI.
Yep.
Yeah, it
Oh,
works
yeah.
though. This actually works.
Yeah, I was struggling to find pictures that I actually wanted, and I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna try to make them. They're not perfect, but they are closer to what I wanted than anything else that currently existed, so.
Yeah.
But yep.
Oh, it's over, as they say. For some reason about AI.
Just draw it and go to where the bacon is and sit down.
Alrighty. Alright, you sit down, and yeah, this war-weathered man comes over and is like, eggs.
Eggs.
Points to anybody else who's like coming down the stairs or anything. Eggs, eggs.
Yes,
Yes,
Please.
eggs would be fine.
Okay.
Morning.
I know we all acquired extra things from our giant friends after our sparring match, but does anyone else feel extra powerful this morning?
You're
I feel
extra frustrated.
extra ass kicked.
Okay, perhaps I just had a very good night's sleep versus the rest of you then.
I woke up terribly. I had a terrible sleep.
Well, now I
Alright.
just feel guilty for having slept well.
I mean,
You
Fuck, jeez.
should.
Four hair of the dogs and one apple juice, I guess.
Who's the apple juice for?
One of us that feels good today.
I appreciate it.
So do we know where have anybody heard from Anwar yet?
No.
If not, I'm drinking his hair of the dog.
I could write to him in the book.
Might be worth it just to check in where he is. I don't want to overstay our welcome and make it seem like we can't handle our own.
Ryan, I sent you a little message in there. Maybe you saw it.
At least not on Mazadon's watch.
Dealer's choice.
As you begin to talk about Anwar, you hear a knock at the door.
Oh shit, that's Maz. He was outside. I'm gonna like shuffle
He's
over,
outside.
in the blanket, and open the door. Hey, Maz.
And when you open the door, you see Anwar
Oh!
standing right out there.
Hey, man, we got you a hair of the dog. Come on in.
I think it is very cold, correct?
Oh yeah, it's especially early morning. It's very cold up there. Yeah.
So you can see Pete, like little bits of his armor poking out, but he's like fully like wrapped in extra blankets and shawls. Like you can almost like he's almost like Kenny right now with just a little bit of his eyes poking out, being like, and then like quickly like.
Yeah, well,
"Ugh."
welcome to the pub. We're glad to have you here.
You're letting the heat in. Get in here. Out.
He's gonna like
Get out.
quickly like conjure some flame in his hands and be like, "Oh, okay, all
Yeah,
right,
come
there
on.
we go."
You made very good time. When did you leave?
We left last night, late last night, I think. I think we sailed all up, right, Richard?
Yeah. So, yeah, Raiden wanted to reach Maz before Maz left town to talk about changing plans from their group. So he took you on one of his little boats up north overnight, and you had a chance to long rest. So you are up to speed with everybody else. And beyond that, it's up to you as far as how.
Guys, it was crazy. We did so much smithing. It was nuts. We were up all night. Everyone, we were like, getting hot and smashing metal and heating things and metallurgy and all kinds of real things and just, oh man, it was like, I thought I was good. No. These guys are a different level. These guys shit on my stuff. And like, I had them look at my suit. Do you know what it's like? All right, so like, you know what it's like when you have 50 tabs open and you're like, why is my suit running so slow?
What's a
That
tab?
probably won't translate. Okay, so like, when you're like,
I want to try to like just shove a piece of bacon like into his mouth while he's eating or talking. Just
Oh,
like just shh, darling. It's breakfast
thank
time
you. I don't do pork, but yes.
Oh.
So,
now.
So, some good news. First of all, Anonmar's going to reach into his bag and he's going to be like, here we go.
Don't
This
whip
could be
that
right.
out in public.
Would you like to take the gun blade?
I'm not going
is-
to like set it off or anything, right? It's
Actually,
fine.
it's good that you bring this up. It's probably important. So, and Anwar's going to kind of describe it. I've been picturing the gun blade from Final Fantasy VIII. Is that still
Yeah.
kind of like a giant sword with like a revolver
Yeah.
on the hilt? So it's like, so I wasn't able to get it to conjure pellets or bullets, as it were. I was able to, with the help of our fire Goliath friend, inscribe small fire runes on the inside. So when you take aim, and please don't aim it at anyone, it will launch something equivalent to a low-level fire spell, a fire bolt, if you will. So that said, there is no projectile. It is just fire. So, taking it from me, careful where you aim this, and careful what is already doused in oil or grease when you shoot this weapon, please.
You're giving me something that we could better commit arson with.
Hunter kind of covers
not-
his
I
glass.
would never, but thank you. I'm going to very carefully, take it like it's probably going to explode at any second.
Also, I'm pretty sure if it jams, it won't explode. I'm fairly sure. It'll be fine. It's fine. It's fine. It'll probably.
I've lived my life. It's okay.
It's also a sword, so there's that too.
Right. It's just learning the thing, I suppose.
Don't do it point blank. I would recommend. That's a little dicey. But yeah, I think we decided that it was a +1 greatsword, and so you won't be able to use your shield with it, but a +1 greatsword that also has the ability to cast Firebolt using your Constitution as its spellcasting.
Oh my
ability.
god, and I got great constitution,
Using
let me tell
con,
you.
that's dope.
So it's just, I think at this level 2d10, but still 2d10 ranged. So
Nice.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do like extra attack and stuff with it, like all the same rules cantrip apply, but yeah.
Right, so it's like standard sword stuff is good, it's just attacking on that additional. Okay, cool. I'm
Nice.
gonna have to change all of my sheet.
Fun.
secondly,
Yee.
I was able to we were able to fix the tower shields. But as a part of that, and I've been holding off on them for quite a while, but I felt like this was worth, if there was ever a time as any, I gave them one of the tower shields to, I would say probably Raiden. He had a big shield, right?
He did not, but he could use one. He's certainly big enough to hold one like it's a regular shield.
I was gonna say, is
those
it even a
that-
great shield when you're that big?
Certainly not when he goes into large size.
Because it's like a towering spiked great shield,
Yeah.
Yep.
like a tower shield.
Yeah.
For those who don't recall, Anwar's master Bjorn melted down his spiked armor that he used in combat, and he tasked Anwar with finding a suitable master to wield it and to use it responsibly. And Anwar decided that the Storm Goliath leader of the smithing guild that they were there was worthy, and he was hoping that would foster a relationship where some would come down to Stemgarden and offer their runes and offer their trade, and hopefully barter a new alliance between Bjorn, the Marwans, and the Giants, as they are quite skilled both in fighting and in smithing.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
And lastly, so, when you have 5, 6 large, skilled, powerful smiths, you can get a lot done. And I don't know how you guys slept last night, but
Apparently, Audra was the only one who slept well.
Audra, that reminds me, your gauntlets. I thought of something. I think I can make them even better than they were before. I think I can supercharge them so they're on a whole nother level.
I take it. Why don't you
They
take
already
them?
did this.
Yes.
They already did this.
Oh, I thought you meant on top of what they did. Yes, the improvements they made are great.
Oh. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
I'm sure it was your idea they put into practice.
No, it's something they said, and it made me think I could reroute the arcane energy through the cufflinks, and then, but no, look, they did that. They did that.
I don't know what that means, but I can get bigger more.
Yeah, big more. That's one way to take it.
More bigger, more often.
Yeah. And what was the other thing you were saying?
So my suit has been what you could say, and I think from the beginning of our journey, when Anwar first debuted his suit, it was like made from like scraps, partial pieces from like Empire Warforged, with like filled in with gaps and armor pieces from Bjorn's and like stuff he was able to scrap together. But as the journey has been going on, it's been slowly getting better, more refined, and kind of like growing into its true form. But then after this most recent one, it has like a new paint coat of paint, and like you'll notice that there are certain runes in areas on the suit, and in particular on his boots, which were housing these big bulky like rocketeer looking boots, now are these like svelte, and you see like fire runes running down the side.
Ooh.
So it's like this is a little something that I'll show you guys next time, and a couple other tricks that I've seen too. It's wild when you find people that have been working with magic in such a raw form, and then you think you're the expert on it, and then they teach you and show you and think of it in a completely different way.
And
So-
knowing us, the next time will probably come sooner than we expect.
So, how have you been?
Not bad. Hung out at a club all night, so I'm feeling a little rough.
Apparently,
But we got a gig. Got a side gig. Side gig.
More gigs? Okay.
More gigs, more problems.
How was the meeting with Macedon?
It was good. Good. It was good. It was good. We,
Good as it can be most of the time.
yeah,
anyway.
we smoothed things out, let them know what was going on.
Okay. All right.
Mostly good.
He seemed to be in an all right mood. It's hard to read him sometimes. If it's a good
Yeah.
scowl or a bad scowl.
Well, he
Yeah,
should
he
be.
was outside, right? Did you come in with him, or?
He was
You
just
probably,
here.
yeah, I think
Right.
he just passed by as Anwar was coming over. Was far enough away that it was awkward for Anwar to go catch up with him.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah. So I
Um,
guess we're gonna be checking out that temple that we got on our map here.
What are we
this
looking at a temple for? What about the Dahlia?
Yeah, it's the same location. Looks like Icewind Dahlia is heading for this temple up here. You see this one that that was put on there, that with the frost on it,
the snowflake.
snowflake. That's looks like about the same place
Only way to
that,
pronounce it.
that Icewind Dahlia is at. So, two birds, right? Meanwhile,
don't-
Mazadon's boys are heading over to this one, the sneaky boy one, and we can go south and check on that after we're wrapped up. Just make sure everything went okay, I guess.
What are Macedon's people looking for?
The hidden one.
Hunter remembers the hidden one.
There you go. Good job.
Whatever that means. Well, we know what it means, but how it will manifest.
Yeah, the info you guys have are that there's evidence that there were once elven temples there from thousands of years ago, that there might
Yeah.
possibly be some kind of magic left over. It's worth a shot, but no guarantees.
And if he's
Huh.
going with 4 of his rather uncanny-looking friends, I suppose they shouldn't have much trouble finding it.
They look completely different. What are you talking about?
Some of them had extra fingers. I don't know if that's normal.
Or extra fingers?
Perhaps it's a mastodon thing. I won't ask.
Maybe. All right, so we're looking at this temple then, and she should be there.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything else? How the war effort's going, or
I'm gonna say not bad.
There
We
was
got
the
people-
general thing where you guys were invited into like a large circle at this point.
Yes. I would pass that along.
We can just, and I think Ryan watched it later, so I think we could just give the TLDR.
I'm
of it
trying
off.
to bait you into saying like we learned about the lore of the setting here.
We learned about the lore of the setting here.
Oh wow, interesting.
Did you like the recap?
Is there anything else you guys learned? You said. Telling me?
Well,
You don't happen to know exactly where your ancestor is, do you?
Like
Yeah.
my parents, they're in Stone Garden.
Oh, I mean,
No, like their parents. The one
like the
with
one
lamp,
in the jug.
lamp, jug
Spit take.
I thought his name was Agonazar.
lamp.
That was actually good. That was actually
Wait.
pretty good.
Your ancestor is a genie?
Yes.
That is kind of the whole thing with his people.
Am I aiming
Why
right?
don't you?
Is this-
I've been with you for so long. No one tells me anything.
What do you think Janazi is?
Well, but I didn't know there was a genie here, in a jug.
Well, not here
Keep your
necessarily.
Voice down. What are you
No.
guys talking about genies? I was gone for a day. It's not like you mentioned genie a bunch of times while I was gone for one day. Could you imagine if you brought
Funny.
up genies a bunch of times while I was gone
Gonna say,
for one day?
Let me
Eric,
let you say that, darling.
Eric comes over with
Please
some like
define a
big
bunch.
Belgian waffle style things, with some fruit on top.
Oh.
Like, did you say genie?
No,
No,
we
it's a
said,
genie.
gee, I could really go for some of them waffles, and then you showed up.
Well, I guess I'm the genie today. Your wish is my command.
I'm saying genie. You're saying genie. We just said
Listen, though,
Jeezy.
That's
If we could
offensive.
take Eric with us and he could just bring breakfast.
Just makes us breakfast every day.
That would honestly
Want to
be
be our
great.
breakfast buddy? Our Brecky buddy?
As soon as Eric is gone. So, the fishman that might or might not have been mentioned, mentioned maybe trying to hunt down a genie lamp, but then also there was this super suspicious guy in the club last night who also mentioned a bard talking about a genie lamp, and he wants more information on it.
We attempted to
Are we
scry
sure
on
there
him
wasn't just
last
like a-
night, though it wasn't effective. Although now we could... I feel good enough to try it twice today, if I'm being honest.
You sure it wasn't like just like a, bard wasn't trying to like, yeah, come back to my place. I got a genie and it'll
Listen,
grant your wish.
No, he's a club
not-
owner looking for a bard who's talking about a lamp. It's
but
nothing
was
like that.
absolutely right. It could absolutely be that the bard was just making things up about a genie lamp because that's
Oh, I
what
don't think
bards
he'd lie
do.
about something like that.
Right, what bard would never lied
One sec.
ever? Who would do such a thing?
Here, one sec. I don't know. Well, you might be onto something, but still.
Are you telling me that a storyteller is not telling stories? Respectfully, to whatever previous lives you may have had.
I'd like a second dog hair, please.
You broke
Whenever you
Hunter.
get a second. What's up?
Regardless, yes, that was actually absolutely mentioned about 1,000,000 times during your absence.
So
Yeah, it's
this
weird how it happened the second you left.
this fish
It
person,
was weird.
they said they brought the illithid here, the mind flayers,
Oh yeah.
They were like
Oh, yeah.
responsible for it
500 years ago.
100 years ago. Lines up with Arantis.
I believe him because he was absolutely ancient.
Well, Arantis is like 3,000 years old or something.
Yeah, but it
Elves
lines
can
up
live
with
for a
what he was
long
talking
time.
about, right?
Oh, yeah, right. Yes. I think. Well, I don't recall what he said, but yeah. At some
What
point,
would you like to know? Because I wrote it down verbatim.
I'm gonna say at some point, I believe I gave you some kind of lore that hinted that the illithid were spotted about 500 years ago.
Mhm.
It
Right,
was
the Empire
500
is
years
what,
ago.
like three.
It's- It's right on the map. It's the Empire year 2.
2000. Oh, the Empire year is 20. So it took him a minute to take over everything.
Yep.
And
You
this
know,
guy-
like a lily pond that like doubles in size, like every so often, like it just at some point it hit a tipping point.
The point, though, is he said about half a year ago they tried to use a wish spell, whatever that is, to close the portal. It disconnected the ones here from the Great Old One, but then it caused all sorts of fun chaos within their ranks. Yeah.
So
And
I
he
guess
wants
what
that
we need to
again.
do What we need to do is open up a portal, pop through, and just punch the great old one in the face until he dies, and then come back and be like, one of them, one of them, one of them, one of them.
If we lost the
Seems
fight
easy
to a
enough.
tree, I don't feel confident enough to take on a god.
Hey, that was a long time ago. We've
You
kicked
know what,
more than
Audra?
3
I
asses.
agree. For the first time in forever.
Don't sing at me.
So he thinks that. Man, so much talk of genies all of a sudden. So
He thinks that a wish spell might finish the job, I believe.
Rain, you just attempted a wish spell, didn't you?
I don't think it's a wise decision.
Is the scar visible? Is it-
Oh, it's
Oh,
all over
yeah,
her face.
it's very.
that's new, right? You
Does
it
Rain have a
hurt? It
face
looks like it
tat?
hurts.
Is that basically what it is?
It hurts all the time.
Yeah. Listen, guys, I've been wanting to. Is there like a quieter area of the? I don't want to just like drop more lore in the middle of IHOP or anything, but like
It's just
We're
a
the only
safe
ones
house.
that-
It's just, yeah, you guys are the only ones in there except for the guy making breakfast for you.
The only one in
so
the
it's a
IHOP.
Waffle
We-
House.
Would
We-
you be, I was about to say, would you be more comfortable with the Waffle House?
Is now
That means-
known as the Waffle House. That's
All right.
canon.
So we
I'll put my
definitely
boxing
want
gloves
him in the
on.
party then, because he's like a level 25 fighter.
Oh my god, yes.
I've seen that video where the lady at Waffle House uses deflect missile on a chair.
Can you grab us another round? Yeah. All right, what's up?
while I was with the giants, I asked them about their. We have similar lineages, albeit different walks of life, giants versus genies. But there are, much like you, Hunter, and I guess all of us to an extent, things in our blood that not all of us are proud of. Things that are complicated. I think once, a long time ago, Miss Chimera, you came over and I was looking through some books about ancient Genazi history and possibly history of the world. It's believed that millennia ago, much in the way that mind flayers do now, genies ruled the world. They were powerful, magical, immortal, and depending on which one you came across, quite ruthless, quite devastating. This is all, history, stories that have survived millennia, generations passed down, and who's to say how much is true? But it is said that eventually, as we can see now, the genie empire fell. That the races of men and dwarves and elves were able to stand against them, and those that were not outright destroyed were sent back to their native planes of water, air, fire, and earth. Except for some, a very few, actually. Those that were deemed too dangerous, too powerful, and too corrupt to risk, or really to be given the gift of death. Those genies, turning their gift for immortality against them, were bound into lamps, jars, containers, and then guarded, and then eventually lost, and eventually forgotten about, and scattered to the winds. These ones were the highest grade of warrior, warlord, criminals. They sought nothing but power, domination, and their own fulfillment of their own desires. And I believe, it is my belief, that Agonazar is one of these few surviving ones. I think that when we first went down to the Soul Forge, it changed us. It accelerated some of our natural abilities, our instincts, and our bloodlines. And I think that was what was able to trigger or awaken him, possibly, from several millennia, if not longer, slumber. And I tell this to you because I trust you all, and I hope you'll respect this. For the longest time, I've been thinking, if we can find him and use him, we can wish the world better. We can change everything. We can fix everything with a couple of words. We can make all the evil that has happened here gone. We can turn the most powerful evil into the most powerful good. But from what we've seen and what we've experienced, I mean, Rain, you weren't there, but we saw an aspect of him in Castle Hill. Just the thought of him was powerful enough to take the master of that realm. And we couldn't control him. Even a simple wish. He couldn't be controlled. And I think about you, Rain, a lot. And I think about your daughter, Kion. And I think about how the Empire is now using people with our memories, stolen for their own goals, turning them into living weapons. I think if we really put our heads together, we could maybe come up with the words, the phrases, the letters that spell out a wish that'll make sure that Agonazar never turns his fury on the world. But is it worth that chance? We saw he seems to do what he wants. While still following his orders, he will do what he wants.
Well, is it not?
And
Sorry.
I think now this was just a shade, an aspect of him. Or it could be just what my mind conjured of him and was reflected back at us. But I think with what we know, especially what you've told me about these fish fellow trying to use wishes and inadvertently bringing the mind flayers here and altering history forever.
I don't think that's technically correct. I think they locked them in here and cut them off from their big head on the other side.
Half a year ago, but they brought them here. Right? They tried to ascend.
Yeah. They didn't use a genie to bring them here. It was their own magic that brought them here. But yeah, and you don't know for sure that it was a genie that used the power.
But it was
of
a
wish.
wish spell.
It was a wish that got the portal to finally close.
But everybody's suddenly real interested in potentially finding a fucking genie. Or a genie bottle. Pardon me.
And would it not be better for us to get our hands on it versus someone else with a more selfish wish?
Only in our opinion.
That's my thing. I do think we should get a hold of Agonazar.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry.
Hunter's on top of it.
But I think the wish is a trap. I think that
We should use it for, like, the world's comfiest pair of underpants.
What's the monkey
Sounds
paw in
fair.
that situation?
It's
He's like,
made-
thanks, bye.
What would be the
I
monkey
think
ball?
we
I
need
don't know. Someone
to-
died making it.
Aganazar's released.
I think we risk starting a new age of terror if he is unleashed. And I don't think, if our intentions are really to just use him to get a wish and then kill him immediately afterwards, I
It's a big ask.
don't think that makes us much different than the Flayers, honestly. I'm not proud of it, but I am of his blood. It's not a thing. It's a terrible person, but it's a person. When we awoke Arantis, he felt conflicted about serving us and fighting people. And we were mad about it at the time, but he did eventually come back and help us. Granted, he is a much different person, a much different entity than a 1,000-year-old evil genie warlord.
Probably stuck in his ways at this point.
But I don't think we should turn over this wish to anyone, really. I think
Oh, I agree.
we need to find a way to neutralize Aganazar. If not, make it so that he can't be used again.
Well, funny you say that. I think the run-in plan here to find the bard, follow his leads to the jar, and then keep the jar for ourselves. Maybe we could plant a fake jar for him to find. That way we complete our contract, we get paid for that contract, and we can keep that wish well out of evil hands.
I just want to say the temptation to use wish to solve our problems, and Anwar's eyes are gonna look over towards Rain, is there. It is a strong temptation.
We're gonna use the wish to deal with rain.
No.
Oh, I didn't think so either. I was surprised when you said it.
I think there are powers that we are not meant to contend with. We need to make sure that is taken off the board.
I don't mean to bring up your business, but in addition to it, wasn't there somebody else that we were aware of that was already hunting down Aganazar's lamp?
Yeah.
Ember?
Yeah.
Through the notes. Ed?
Right.
Well, we know where he is.
Mhm.
Cerebro has him. So Cerebro has access to his memories as well. So it's very possible that Cerebro knows about Aganazar as well.
Depending on when the memories were taken from you, yes. And we
Depends on what he
don't
knows.
know, do we?
Would
Hmm.
Cerebro know about all of these ancient elven temples?
I wouldn't
There's no indication that
put
he
it
knows about
past
those.
him.
Okay. I don't know.
I
Does
think
he
you
have a
guys-
Shadow Orontis as well?
You guys didn't even discover these until like way later, because you guys just never happened to flip in that part of the book. So
Yeah.
I don't think you guys knew about them at the time that you were dealing with him. So
Well, I mean,
I don't
just
think
because we
it's-
don't know doesn't know he don't know.
that's true. You don't know of any way he would know, but he might know.
All
Oh, we
right.
have
If he
Hold on,
knows
no.
he didn't get it from us, basically.
We don't know that.
I'm sorry, my brain leapt a little bit. I assumed that
I mean, we do,
this
but
genie lamp would be with one of these temples, and then I connected that to Icewind Dahlia, who's going to a temple, and
Yeah.
thought maybe he's got some inner loop in trying to get. But that's different. It's separated.
Well, we don't
Also-
know
But it
where-
still may be a two birds, one stone situation. You know?
Also, I would say even when you were fairly far out east already, I want to say you're around these parts
Hmm.
on the map. You were told that I don't know if it was a divination kind of thing or what, but I'm pretty sure, or maybe it was Agonazar himself who said that he was to the far east from there.
Yes, I have a
Yes.
quote that says, "As you go east, I can feel you getting closer."
Yeah.
He might not even
Notes.
be on our continent. We don't know. So I think, Audra, if you are feeling more powerful and more confident, I think it's time that we scry on my forefather, Agonazar.
I feel confident. I just wanted to make sure that was something the rest of the group wanted to do first. The worst thing I could do is be contacting or spying on somebody without the group's agreement, right?
With so many people talking about genies now, I think it's really important we have an idea of where to start looking.
Indeed. Perhaps we do this upstairs in my room, though, not in a public space.
All right, I'll meet you guys up there. I'm just gonna make sure we grab another double.
Grab me another apple juice, please.
Sure. 2 doubles. No apple juice. No.
All right, so you head on upstairs and get into. I would say it's not just like Audra's room; it's just like one big collective room. It's kind of like a chalet style
it's
thing
Audra's
with a
room.
bunch of bunks. Well, I guess it's Audra's room, and everybody else is staying in it.
There you go.
Are we all in one room? Group room?
I think you're all in one big room with a bunch of bunks in it. Yeah.
All right, pajama party, baby.
And by the way, when you hand Audra another double, she will drink it and not even notice that it was booze and not the apple juice. Just go. Thank
Oh
you."
shit! No, this was. I'm sorry, apple juice. Oh, have an apple juice. Sorry, Cammy, they forgot yours.
Do you want my apple juice instead?
No, thank you. I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I
Very
probably
well.
need to be
And then I
drinking
pull
water.
out our little font of scrying or whatever we're calling it.
I don't know if this will work, but I figure why not try? Anwar is going to produce a small needle, and he is going to prick the end of his finger, and he's going to drop a bit of blood on the ritual site. Because Anwar is of, allegedly, Agonazar's blood. So, if there is any kind of kinship there, may it help with the ritual to spy on him.
Alrighty. So, what is the DC?
Let's see. I remember a lot of things about 5e.
You know,
It's
You know
14
what,
for
actually-
me. Sorry, I had to. My mic stand had to be reattached, so I had to
No,
mute
it's all
for a
good.
second there. It's 14.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's my save is 14, but with all the extra stuff going on, you'll have to tell us what we have bonus wise.
Actually, we don't need to do any of this, because I will say that normally a genie would be, even bound, be so powerful as to have a legendary resistance against this. However, with a drop of Anwar's blood,
Mhm.
he wants to be found. And he
Okay.
lets you scry on him.
So when Audra starts to do the thing, normally it's like I guess it's like a feeling of like trying to reach out and grab something, but she'll probably look to Anwar like instead of reaching out to grab, she'll almost feel like she's being grabbed through the scry, kind of, and she'll look at Anwar like it's working, but it feels different.
Okay. You look through the water that begins to steam, and you just start to see steam rising. So it's kind of cloudy, but then it kind of dissipates, and you can see clearly into the water. And what you see is a group of warriors trudging wearily up a steep, rocky mountain trail. their muscles burning with exertion as they climb higher and higher. The wind howls around them as they ascend towards the summit, and at last, as they crest a ridge and they pause for a break. As they catch their breath and stretch their legs, you are start to able. It's kind of like within a 10-foot radius of this one spot, and you can see that one of them on his person it has a clay jug with brass rings around it. And this person, I would say there's 4 people in total. One appears to be an Earth Genasi. Dark-skinned, a kind of like a rocky, scaly hand, like a completely arm that goes around. He's the one holding this thing. He's got a red cloak that kind of covers it. You also have, and he's also got like big buster sword, kind of like big great sword kind of thing around his back. You have a monk-looking woman with green eyes, brown hair.
Not a Genasi?
Not a Genasi, no. This young woman, seems to have a somewhat angelic appearance that you've only spotted maybe one other time, and that was with Sorsha. You get the sense that she might be one of the Angel-born, one of the Aasimar. One dude is just full-on Leonin, looks like a gladiator, built really tough. And then you also have a very roguelike character in kind of faded red clothing and mostly studded leather outfit. And so they all take a break on this spot, and they start to catch their breath, and they begin to talk about like, okay, that was fucking ridiculous. That was the most insane shit we've ever done. Dude. And another will respond like, yeah, but we got it. Now we can live up to our end of the bargain from Atlas. Now we can finally do something with this thing. And another will ask like, well, what does he want to do with this thing anyways? They haven't really been clear about that. It's like, we don't know. Our job was to get it. We got it. Fuck, that was hard. Now we just gotta get back. The higher-ups will know what to do from here. Anything that you guys... None of them seem to have any ability to spot your sensor or anything like that.
First comment, Richard. All of this artwork rules. Good job. You found some really cool stuff.
Thanks.
Second, like nature, history, or something to try to determine where they are right now?
Sure, go for it. Yeah, nature.
Okay, nature. Okay, that's just a flat one for me, but I have no idea where they are. I don't even think they're on this planet.
This place looks completely foreign to you. You've never seen it before.
Would investigation or history help me in this?
I think you could make a case for history if whatever the closest thing is to like if you've looked at a map before, like a.
I was about to say, can I use my never mind, he's got it.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time looking at books on War.
I'm really
and
cool.
Even though none of you have ever been to this area, you have a strong feeling that
see the big map.
This is in the high Rocky Mountains area, somewhere out in these parts.
Okay.
Not sure exactly where, but somewhere with the high Rocky Mountain range, with mountains much higher than anything. Like this whole area that you're in, these are like Appalachian mountains in comparison to the massive mountains that are to the east.
It was like West Virginia as opposed to Colorado.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mountain Mama.
So we were 2 maps away. 2
Yeah,
full...
we didn't even have a fucking chance
Yeah.
getting this thing first.
So
fight.
Anwar says that.
Well, I mean, this was hinted at way early. If you guys had chosen to go east way earlier, then you
Yeah.
could have gotten it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Yep.
But
That's
upon
fair.
Anwar saying that, well, then perhaps we can intercept if this group was also fetching it for Atlas.
But Atlas teleported here. I'm assuming that he can teleport anywhere and meet up with these people at any time, any location.
If
I
we
wouldn't
can
assume
teleport,
that they're here.
we can teleport the person with it here, and then jump him and take it from him.
I'm not sure we can do that.
Well, I mean, we can't, but maybe we can find the person who can do that, and we can jump him.
We know the dangers of what could happen if Atlas has this. Perhaps we can send a message to this other group and inform them of the same dangers.
Oh, and just a reminder, this circle way over here is apparently where Atlas's operation is at this
Right.
point.
So they're not
Right.
even heading back this way.
Mhm.
You said that Atlas belonged to a brotherhood, an organization of some kind?
An order, yeah. They call it an order, but yeah, it's a group of mages.
Do we think that these are part of them, or just a mercenary band, maybe under his employ?
Go ahead and
markings?
roll investigation to see if you can put some pieces together.
I'll roll that too.
You take that. Take that.
We got 20.
So you just heard the tale this morning, just half an hour ago,
Right.
about this guy who found these people and heard about them and were like, hey, I want to talk to you guys specifically. He's kind of like a headhunter for the best people. Sounds like this could have been a similar situation here where these guys were sent out to do a ridiculously tough quest, but they were up for it. They might be on your guys' level, just in a different part of the map. So are they directly connected to him? You don't really know. It's possible that they're just another group like you that was kicking ass somewhere else in the world
Yeah.
that he recruited.
Are there any hints or clues that there might have been another member of their band or group?
Nope. Seems like it was just the 4 of them.
Lion ate him.
So they all made it out. Wherever. Jeez. Looking at the world map, Anwar's gonna be like, yeah, east is right. Could have helped narrowing it down.
Right, like I assumed. Only so far east, not across the world east.
I mean, the idea was to hide him away so that he can never be found, if the texts are to be believed. And those mountain ranges can definitely hide a lot of things.
We could try and contact them.
Can we? Do we know their names? Can we see their names? Rain, get Shinigami eyes.
Do I have? Wait. No, they have to be within 60 feet.
Just give up half your lifespan.
I guess somebody roll a D100 to see if you guys are lucky enough that during the scry, any of them say each other's names.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I'm on it, baby.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit.
Not bad.
All right.
I knew we could trust
89.
you.
All
I
right.
love it and I hate it. I hate it.
First roll of the night, baby. First roll of
When
the
it
night.
matters. When it
Jesus.
matters.
So we get the lion's name, address, and social security number, right?
Well, it ain't 98.
Let's see.
Real quick, did Atlas ask us to find the jar too, or just our Meowndo?
Atlas did too.
Atlas was basically saying, find us any powerful magic items.
So Atlas was asking us to find a jar he already had a team finding.
I mean, why would he not
He's
though?
just hedging
Like,
his bets.
just like worldwide operation. Like, what are the odds that it's going to be on our continent?
But
Well,
then
and
if they
who
just
said
found it?
who said there's only one genie lamp in the whole world?
That's very
Yep.
true. It just so happens that they found the one that we wanted.
Well, one of. I mean, it might be east, but not that far east. It might be between us and them, for all we
He
know.
was just looking for sources of power to use in his fight.
Okay.
But he did very explicitly mention wish.
Yeah.
That is like the holy grail of all the magic items. Is something that gives you a
right.
wish. Let's see.
89.
Yeah, let's see. Alrighty. With that, you get
Like an 8.9 out of 10.
Fans will love it, but to anyone else, the game is a mixed bag.
Sorry, I never thought to give these guys names, and I'm looking for some real quick. Please give me a minute. That I'm trying to find what it's actually like.
That was a good fight against the genie, Steve.
Craig Capeman. Audrey Punchfist. Lion-O.
And Valison Shaberg.
Trixie Edgehard.
The bottom right, I don't know if this reference the line for anybody, but the bottom right looks like the daughter of the mob boss in the second Ace Attorney game.
Okay.
Those.
With an 89, you get two of their names. The supposed, what looks like the leader of the group, because he's the one holding the genie lamp.
Top left.
The stone Genasi, or the earth Genasi. His name is Jasper.
Ooh.
And the kind of angelic one is Gabriella.
Okay.
Is the angelic one the vampire one?
No, that's this one here.
Angelic one is monk.
Like
Oh,
Asa
the
Monk.
angelic one is Alison Brie.
Yeah. Asa Monk, if you will.
Full disclosure, the inspiration, this guy is a hybrid of Cloud and Barrett.
Yeah,
this
totally.
is a hybrid of Tifa and Aerith. This
Oh,
is
you
a
read my Cloud and Barrett fanfiction.
this is this is Sid and Red 13, and this is Vincent and Yuffie.
That's awesome.
What did you do to find these, or you just
I just kept on looking for
until
stuff.
something made
I
sense?
feel like the Jasper is from Arcane. Am I wrong?
I have no idea.
I think a little bit of the hair in the face is a little bit of Arcane, but the
True-
rest of it isn't.
That's
True-
such
true-
a cool piece of art, though. For real, I love
True story. I have had these like on reserve, ready to go since the campaign began.
it. Isn't it
And
nice when you can use that?
Finally get to show them to you.
Guys, that means we have to kill them.
I
So
did think that I don't know if that's a hilt of a sword or like a part of a maul. I did think that was a big metal fist that he also had in addition
And
to
had a
his other
third arm.
fists.
I thought the same thing for a second. Yeah.
Like, damn, that's a big hand made of metal. I'm sorry, what was the other one's name that we grabbed?
Gabriella. Gabriella. This
Well,
Okay.
we can contact two of them now.
Oh, we can do what? Ascending to them? Just a random voice in the middle of nowhere?
Yes, but if we perceive a real threat in them handing over the lamp, the least we can do is try to stop them from doing that.
What do we need to do for Dream to work? Rain, are you still able to do that?
I can, yes. Mechanically, I think we just have to know a creature. A creature is known to you. You don't even
Okay.
have to technically know their name. But we would have to wait until nightfall.
Yeah.
Or whenever we think
Right.
they're going to sleep.
That would be more effective than sending.
You could show them
Um,
Agonazar, the power of him and terror.
Hopefully they're reasonable. But it sounds like whatever they went through to get to him was quite harrowing.
Do we get a sense of their, how do I put this, can we get a sense of their personalities as we watch them? Do they seem like the type to just be in it for the money? Do they talk about anything at all? I mean, if they have a lamp, they're surely talking about it, right?
Yeah. I would say that Jasper is fairly stoic and let's just stick to the mission kind of. Gabriella is much more idealistic. The kind of vampire rogue looking woman is damn near silent, and I would say that the Leonin is by far the most curious. He's the one usually asking the questions like, "Hey, what are we doing with? Could we use for this thing?" And so he seems to be the most curious about all of it.
Perhaps we talk to Gabriella then.
I should have had you rolled insight for that, but whatever. You guys are scrying on it for a
well,
while. How long
we-
does scry last?
10 minutes.
I was
Okay.
That's a while.
Yep.
Well, Gabriella may be the one most susceptible to our persuasions, but at the same time, if Anwar is the one who's going to speak to them, then perhaps Genasi to Genasi is a better way to relate.
If I don't use my spells tonight, I could cast Dream twice. I feel like I can push myself.
I'm glad we both woke up feeling more powerful than Rain.
No.
You keep saying that. What does that mean? You just wake up and you're like, oh, I'm more powerful.
Because it's fiction, Sid, and I can wake up feeling well rested.
Oh God, I wish. What a world.
Yeah.
I long for the day I wake up and then get a blip 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 blip. Well rested. You get a bonus to blah 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 blah.
Oh, I could use a bonus to my blah blah.
Right?
All right. Anything else before this scry ends?
Jasper is a fellow Genasi. I think if I have a chance of breaking through to any of them, maybe our complicated lineages, maybe that's the opening we need. But we need to act quickly. If Agonizer's been found, he could be released at any time. And he will not be happy.
Well, I suppose we know what we're doing tonight. As for the day, it's time to head to Snowflake Tower, right? Or whatever we're calling this place. Head to the Ice Temple. Sorry, Sid, it sounded like you were starting to say something too.
It's just as a reminder, the Ice Temple, you have a vague idea of where it is on a map. I believe the motivation for looking, in addition to just potentially having another genie lamp, but the whole point of getting information from the Tabaxi is that you could get more information on how to find this temple, which might not be super easy to find.
Right. So we were looking for the bard
Right.
to find leads to
We
that.
could try scrying on him again. It didn't work last time, but we could try it.
I think holding auditions might bring him in. If we hold
Yeah, but we have to
auditions-
go find your Windalia.
We do. Do we know of a town along our way that if we held auditions there, that we could head up that way and catch some bards?
Catch these bards.
What
So
if? Because he already knows that we scryed on him, yeah? He turned the water into wine. What if we just reach out and say, hey, neat trick, can we talk?
We got a gig? think-
we could just send him.
Yeah, I think telling him we've got a gig would be, more flies with honey kind of deal. Honestly, if we can get him to help us out with some shit, have an NPC who can cast like bardic inspiration on us and just pay him at the end.
Well, hold on. I wanted waffles every morning, and now instead you want bardic inspiration? Like, what is
Why not
this?
both? Why not both? See if he can cook. Pack a griddle. Boomtown. We're good. That's all I'm saying.
Listen. As long as there's waffles, I don't care.
I did have a breakfast sandwich. It was pulled pork with like cheese in waffles, and on one side I did like maple syrup and butter, and on the other side I did ketchup to like for the pulled pork part.
That sounds good.
Ooh, yeah.
So sorry, we're tracking down a
Sorry,
bard.
back-
I thought the bard knew about genie stuff, not about ice stuff.
He
Bart
knows
does know
about a
about
genie, but if we
Please
tell Armiando about the location of the lamp, he'll tell us exactly where Icewind Dahlia is.
Ah. So we want to do that instead of heading in that direction.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could
like,
just head in that
either-
direction. It's
Either we head in that direction because we kind of know the vague whereabouts, or try to track him down.
Weirdly, he might know about a different genie lamp, and that's even
Might.
like that would be worse if there's more than one in play.
I mean, there's not a clear count of how many there are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess if we're gonna be taking the evening to like get shit settled, could Hunter run around to different like contact points and figure out like if bards were through to like resupply anywhere or buy yaks anywhere, or like did they cover any gigs before they left town?
Are you gonna ask people about this specific bard, or just any bards in general?
I mean, I would definitely be fishing for this specific bard.
I mean, how many drows have we seen, period? So if we said,
Right.
hey,
Yeah.
Right. I mean, but like Hunter would know how to do it casually, like find this
Mhm.
specific person. But basically, I'm gonna try to fish around for any contact points in the city that would know
Okay.
like his whereabouts or where he's headed.
Roll investigation.
Fuck. I need to train in investigation. What's
Can I
great
assist
is
with that?
I would love for
trained.
you to. Oh, you're trained? I'll assist you. Shit, dude.
I mean, this is kind of your mission, so I don't want to step on your toes.
No, we can
Oh.
talk about it, and I'll like tell you what we need and feed you the script, and I'll be there to buddy you.
I would say since this is more of a social investigation, I'd allow charisma fear investigation roll.
Layers.
Alrighty.
That's not a bad way to do it. I like that.
So I'm rolling with advantage with the help.
Yep.
Drop in. Oof.
Alright, 15. Alright. Yeah, you get some word that some people have seen him. It looks like he ran off a number of months ago and no one has seen him since. People no one has the same story as to why. Some people think that like he slept with a rich person's wife and now there's a bounty on his head. Some people think that he has a lot of debts that he has to pay. Some people think that like he insulted like either Mazadon or Lord Barrington. Like there's different theories as to why he's on the run, but people have just heard like rumors that he's on the run and he like ran out into the wilderness somewhere and has never been seen since. But you don't get any clear details, just the rumors.
I would like to follow that up with Macedon, if I could. Be like, hey, rumors are.
I think Mazadon. I guess you could find him talking with Raiden at some point. Since Raiden wanted to catch him. So yeah, what would you be asking Mazadon?
I would just try to confirm the rumors. Be like, hey, I heard there might be a connection with you. Like, can you confirm or deny? Do you know anything about this, or is this a dead end we're chasing?
This is Valentino you speak of.
Yeah.
He's not to be trusted. He's a con man and a thief.
Right. Where do we find him? Is it true what they said about him?
He's not. Is it true that any of these rumors?
Yeah, are the rumors true? Like, was he sleeping around with the wrong person and then had to run town, or?
He tried to manipulate and steal, and he got caught. And he managed to escape with his life. He hasn't been seen since. But if you want to bring him in, dead or alive, I will pay you handsomely.
How handsomely we talking about? I'm tracking this.
Don't you have a temple to find?
Absolutely we do, but we are known for multitasking, and we will get things done. How handsomely we talking about with this payment?
For him, I'll give him 500 gold. Dead. Make it 700 alive. I want to see the bastard squeal.
Okay, 500 dead, 750 alive.
Remember that whole like, hey, he keeps weird company? Remember that?
Who does Maz, or?
Is that who we're talking to Maz, right?
It's
Yeah.
very... But listen to me, Hunter.
Yeah.
It is very important that you do not trust a thing he says.
Don't trust a thing he says. Alright.
So he's got dirt on Maz. That was out of character.
Yeah, that was in Hunter's brain, but thank you. Alright, cool.
He's made his living off of... out of lies and deceit. I would not be surprised if he tried to put a wedge between us. Recognize it for what it is, a manipulation, nothing more.
I would like to roll insight.
Go for it.
I don't have a good insight.
He's so terrifying that you don't even like.
Why
in
would
the
I
moment
doubt
you're
him?
in the moment you're like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, why would I? This is Maz we're talking to. Why would I doubt him for a second? Come on now. Where's that X button coming from? Fuck that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Get out of here. Alright, cool. So we got, but we don't know where he's headed to. Not from Maz, at least. And I didn't find anything, any general direction from any other sources in the town?
Not with the 15, no.
No? Okay. Okie dokie. I will return to the group and report what I found.
So it sounds like Maz has beef with this guy.
Explains why he might have run away.
But
I mean, it sounds like he was kind of shitty to people, so... I mean, he may have just poisoned the well and left. Sounds like that's the MO.
but if he said he betrayed the rebellion or was a Empire sympathizer, he would have said that, right?
Yeah, it seems like he's more of just a general shit stirrer.
Well, that could just mean anyone who disagrees with Mazadon.
I mean, or it could mean a shit stirrer. Like, I'm a lying piece of shit, but like, generally on the level, you know? I'm not doing it to fuck with people's lives. You know that, right? Y'all know that, right?
We knew that.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Uh,
Okay.
so do we have a heading? Do we know where this guy is going or has been?
Not a clue.
Well, you want
But
to
we
try
agreed
sending
to
to him?
go
Do we have a name?
hunt. I mean, we do. His name's
We do have a
Valentino.
name.
Yeah, we got the name.
Got a description.
Do we try looking at him again? Didn't you say you could do that, Audra?
Oh, actually, with a 15, I'll also give you his full name. Vincent V. Valentino.
Wait, what?
Jesus.
No, wait, hold up. I didn't sign off on this.
Woo!
I didn't sign
Let's
off on
go.
this. This
Let's
is
go.
TM.
How long has this fucking gag been going on? Like 12 years now? Jeez.
Oh,
This-
Half of
guys.
that, yes.
We made the joke last time that Finn is telling this whole story. He gets to this point and looks straight at Aletta sitting in the audience.
She like
Eye
gets up. She's like,
direct eye
I'm done. You said you'd
Wait,
never mention that again.
Where are you going? I'm really enjoying the story. Don't go.
No.
Said Vincent Valentino.
Vincent V. Valentino.
And the little the V is not an initial, it's VEE. Vincent V.
Oh.
Valentino.
V. My middle name is V. Not the letter, the sound.
Vincent V. Valentino.
Yes, I am mighty.
Mighty Valentino.
3 V's.
Violent Valentino.
Now
Sorry,
he's
I'm
never
back.
gonna talk to us.
Yeah.
You
Uh,
scryed on me, but I scryed on you when you were making fun of me. And...
I scryed on you, scrying on me,
Who?
scrying
Yeah.
on you.
Who are these clowns who want to scry on me? What? I don't sound like that at all.
what was Rain asking, Audra? Sorry.
As I said, this guy, or as Mazadon said, this guy is not to be trusted at all.
we could scry on him. You have one more, right?
I do. Didn't
don't know
work
if we
last
wanna
time,
waste-
but now that we know a bit more about him, it could help.
What does that put us at?
I think he still has +3.
+3.
Hey, Maz doesn't happen to have like one of his fingers, does he?
Yay.
No.
Is it con or wisdom?
Wisdom.
Oh, it'd be wisdom. Okay.
We need to find out where he was staying and see if we can find one of his possessions, because then it would be a -1 for him.
Or there'd be no reason to scry on him then, because then we just wait for him there.
I will do that.
Mm.
I'll check all the hostels or hotels or whatever, all the inns in town to figure out where he was staying. And if I have to bribe them to search the rooms, I will. But
Okay.
I'd like to find anything left behind.
Alright, go ahead and roll investigation on that.
Can I sweet
can
talk
Rain
and use
come-
persuasion?
Can Rain come with him? Because this is like her job. What?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can use persuasion to try like get people to. Well, it's persuasion to get people to let you look into the rooms. But it's investigation to see if you can find anything on them.
Rain
Hey,
can do
as
like,
long as
the
I can get
tearing
Rain
apart
into the room. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Whoa.
Oh my God!
And
Uh,
that's 30 without a crit.
Oh wow. So Hunter now
so-
owns
so-
that hotel.
so it's not deception, it's persuasion. What's the gist of how you persuade someone to let you search in a room?
Well, I mean, the gist of it is, I'm looking for this fella. You know, you may have heard about him. He was ruffling some feathers. We're just trying to figure out where he was headed to, so we can settle some debts, settle some disputes. You know, it's all in interest of the town and the leadership around here. Now, you don't need to confirm or deny if you saw the guy, but if you know who we're talking about, we would love for you to allow us to check out the room that they may have been staying in, and if they weren't staying here, maybe you know where they were. Yada yada.
Yeah, so you come across a human woman kind of messy blonde hair put up in a ponytail, and she just looks tired. And she's just like, "You're talking about Valentino? Oh my god, like, please catch the son of a bitch. He kept on telling me, he promised me that he'd pay. And then he just left and didn't. So, fuck him. Yeah, go ahead."
How much was his debt up to?
Gosh, it was probably close to 10 gold.
Jesus, that is.
He was staying quite a while, and he got, like, the nicest furnishings.
Alright, well, for your trouble, and I'll dig through my coin purse and slide 10 gold over.
Okay. Oh my gosh, thank you. I hope you get the son of a bitch so that way you can collect that back.
I do too.
Rain will go ahead and comb, hopefully thoroughly, the room we stayed in.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's a 20, not a 30. Okay. Or is it?
It's 19 plus 10 plus 1. So it's
Holy
30.
shit, both of you got a 30.
Wow.
High five!
So again, we own that. We own one of those hotels now, right? That's what happens.
We weren't rolling for that.
Not that, but you do look into the room, and gosh, you have to scour over the whole goddamn place. But boy, are you thorough. You're used to checking, like, nooks and holes, all sorts of stuff. Eventually...
She's not proud to have been essentially part of the Gestapo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But her skills are quite handy in this case, and she is able to eventually open up a floorboard, which, while completely empty, you do see trace white hairs.
She picks those up and very carefully puts it into a little empty vial and stops it up. And she looks at Hunter as like, he didn't leave anything behind, but this might be better.
Alright. Good go team.
That's
And
really good.
like, just kind of within your investigation, you're able to tell that, like, this trap floor kind of thing was not originally put in here. Like, he must have done this himself to hide things.
Should probably
but,
tell her that he destroyed the floor.
Destroyed or
enhanced.
enhanced.
So I guess, yeah, you're able to get that thing and head back to the rest of the group.
This is what we found, y'all. Hairs. We found hairs
Oh,
out where he was staying. We got a lead. So
Well, that's going to make it much easier to find him then.
I hope so.
Shall we give it a go then?
You need anything? Something to drink? Something to eat?
Do you mind grabbing another apple juice?
Apple juice? Soft cushion to sit on?
That doesn't matter too much.
Alright, hard ass. I'll be right back.
I don't know if that whatever. Okay, so he's still technically second hand though, because we haven't met him. So he gets
but it's minus 12 plus 5, so minus 6
Minus
or
seven. Minus
Seven.
seven.
minus 7, yeah.
-7, way better than last time. Alrighty.
Awesome, mark down.
Yeah, no way he's passing that with a -7. What did he have before? Like a +4, +3 or something?
Hit
Like,
+3. Yeah.
yeah. So the stats on that. Without that hair, he would have succeeded again.
Yeah.
But now that you've got some of his hair,
Because that's a net 10 less than last time.
So you stare at this thing again, and this time there's a little bit of a hazy, kind of steam coming up from it, but you can see through it pretty clearly. Just kind of a light steam kind of coming up. You see a drow bard dressed in nothing but shorts, laying on a hilltop, a very small hill, maybe only like 20 feet high, just kind of a flat surface on a rocky on a rocky little hill right in the middle of a hot spring, and you just see the nice little steam coming up throughout. You can hear the giant thuds of various hill giants around. As you kind of like do your scan, you can count a total of 3, although one's technically a cyclops. You see a cyclops woman, you see a hill giant woman, and a hill giant man that are all like breaking off trees and using them to like scratch their backs and stuff. And he's just strumming along, playing a nice little tune. Just a little something like toss a coin to your ranger. Just kind of enjoying life a little. Eventually the Cyclops woman and the hill giant woman end up like seeming like they're fighting over something. Like they both wanted the same particular like tree branch that was like a perfect comb. And he's like, hey, stop it, be good.
That's not good.
He's like, come on, use turns, people, turns. Come on, a little bit of social skills. And he just goes back to playing his thing. He's going to roll over and accidentally fall off this ledge, and he's gonna scrape himself all over his body. So he slides down and just scrapes and bumps, and he's like, ow, ooh, ooh, ow. And at the bottom, he does like that Peter Griffin thing, like, ooh, ah. That goes on. Eventually, he's just going to kind of roll over and fall into the hot springs. And what you notice is that once he's in the hot springs seem to have some kind of healing properties, because all the wounds and scrapes all over his body start to heal up. And within a matter of about a minute, he's completely healed up. He's like, oh, that was bad. And he's like, but luckily I saved the guitar. Like in all of his fall down and everything, held up the loot at all costs. And then he climbs back up onto the surface. So that's what you see him doing.
Could I roll a survival check to kind of identify the land type? Kind of
Sure.
hone in on that.
Yep.
Survival.
23, very good. Sure, let me take you back to the world map. So looking on these world maps here, just based off of the kind of terrain around, it looks like they're high up on top of a mountain area, very close to where there's like rainfall. There's kind of like a collection there, and then eventually water kind of flows down into a river. You get the sense that that this is not near any of the snow-capped mountains, so it's very likely it's in this mountain range over here rather than like one of the snow-capped ranges up here.
All right, nearby.
Yeah, probably not too far away. Again, you don't know exactly where, but you kind of pinpointed a general area that you feel like you've definitely passed through. You've never like really hiked up these mountains all that often, but you've certainly weaved around them when you've done your smuggling, so you're fairly familiar with this terrain.
While that's happening, we're still at the base.
Yeah,
right?
you guys have never left the safe house session so far.
Can Anwar go up to the chef and be like, hey, do you know where some healing hot springs are around here?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few scattered around. Can you be more specific?
Ones that look like this, and Anwar's going to use minor illusion onto the table and recreate the scene, sans the hill giants and the drow there.
He'll take a look at it and say, I think those are part of the Iron Root Mountains, like the northern part of them, along, the east side.
Do you know if hill giants like to be around there?
Oh, the one near where the hill giants are. Oh, yeah.
I should have led with that.
We steer clear. We make sure people steer clear there. Those Hill giants are not the brightest of folk, and they're somewhat similar to ogres in that if you piss them off, they might eat you.
Where are those guys?
That would be towards the pulls out a. Do you have a map? I don't have a map.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he points to like right in between the crest of these two little peaks right here.
That's
All right,
not far
perfect,
at
thank you.
all.
Let's see. Okay, somebody's got it. Okay, cool. Yep.
Anwar's gonna walk back and be like, guys, I know where he is.
Hell yeah. All right, go team. Let's gear up
Seems
and
we've
get it.
all played our part well today then. Shall we go?
Actually, let me just retcon a little bit to say that even hill giants wouldn't quite narrow it down fully, but then if you mention a cyclops, he's like, oh, it's got to be that region. That's where you'll find both of those.
If he was like not sure, I'd be like, what about a cyclops?
Yeah, we'll say it takes a little more pressing, but at some point he's like, oh yeah, that's the hot spring you're thinking of.
Then let's hit it. And Anwar's gonna start putting on all of his cold weather gear again.
All right, anything else anybody wants to do before we take a bio break and cut forward in time a little bit?
I'm ready to
All right.
take on Triple V V2.
Alrighty, in that case, let's do a bio break and then we'll pick up there.
All right, here comes the break screen.
Woo!
All right.
That box yet?
Oh no, I didn't. I forgot.
Oh, do you want to open it now? I just switched
I was
this
gonna
back
open it on
over.
stream.
Yeah, go for it. I just switched this back over.
Does this look right? Does it look like it says Ryan G and 40, and then in parentheses it says Secret Santa.
Wow, just in
Does that,
time.
does that sound right?
That's a
Yeah,
secret,
give or
alright?
take, yeah. Yeah, give or take.
How is it you're just now getting this?
He's been
Santa was on
gone for
break.
like a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's a fucking whole thing.
What is this? A monitor stand? For my desk area? This is awesome. This is great. Actually, yeah, this will be nice. So
Hell
I
yeah,
have this
baby.
to raise it up even more. Thank you
I'm
very
sure you
much.
You're welcome. There might be some screws involved. I'm sure it throws the tools in there.
It's all right. I did Lego. I know what I'm doing. So thank you very much. Merry Christmas,
welcome.
everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Marty Kurzman.
Hey,
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Marty Chrysler.
Happy crisis.
Marty Chrysler.
Chrysler.
Happy crisis, everybody.
I'll build this tomorrow.
Alrighty, are we back? Are we live?
We are, yep.
We in, boys.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna do a new thing that I've never done before. In the interest of getting to the big stuff and saving time, but also honoring the fact that sometimes you'd come across little adventures along the way, I'd like someone to roll a D100 to see what kind of low-level encounter you face along your journey to get to the other big next story
Guys,
point.
do we want to fight Tarasques and let Sydney
I'm gonna
roll?
do it.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Because I already did one,
It's
but I'd
true,
gladly
though.
roll another one.
Well.
Oh
Well,
Did it
I
happen?
retract what I said.
no! There were
How does it
100
feel?
options, and you
How does
chose
it
that
feel?
one.
How does it feel? Now I'm curious.
When I rolled that,
Nice.
So good.
when I rolled that super low under average earlier, I was like, nothing good can come from today.
So I've always liked Rangers. I think I'm going to make a Ranger.
Fun
So,
fact: there was a 1% chance you rolled that.
yep, that's very true.
That's the
I'm a
math.
druid. I've been
True.
So
wanting to run.
1%
I'm a
chance-
mathematician.
Just
It's a
nice little
1% chance you'd
halfling
roll
druid.
anything.
Hmm.
So
You 1%.
along your journey towards the mountain, we'll say that you carry on. It will take about you guys didn't get very far into the morning. I will say that you'll either need to camp like at base camp before you start climbing this thing, or you will need to climb, to make some kind of camp, or just trudge through overnight. It's up to you, but it's gonna take like a full day and a half or so to get there. So it's up to you when you do want a long rest.
Knowing what I know about survival and what we'd need, I would love to prep the stuff to make it easier to roll a survival roll to camp this evening.
Well, where do you want to camp though? Do you want to like do before you start climbing the mountain, or after you start climbing the mountain, like halfway up?
Mm.
Halfway up, but like
Okay.
knowing what we're headed into,
Hmm.
I'd like to think I'd be able to kind of like properly prep for that. Did I
Sure.
fuck up this monitor?
I also vote for halfway up.
So along your journey, you just power through, and you guys want to hike up the mountain the same day, that evening. Along your journey, you pass a number of homesteads and things like that, and you hear some people catch your eye, like, oh my gosh, you guys are like, you look like hero types, awesome. And so they ask for your help because there is a guy who is absolutely tormented each night, and he talks about how there's some kind of demon that is out to get him. Late at night will like make all sorts of sounds that are like disturbing and Like he is convinced that a demon is haunting him for sins that he's committed in the past or whatever. You guys do a little bit of investigating. You don't want to get too sidetracked, but you spend a little bit of time. You want to help people and such.
We're not
And
licensed therapists.
after not much investigation, you discover that it is his tiefling neighbor casting thaumaturgy late at night just to fuck with him. And you realize this was all just a fucking waste of time, wild goose chase. Like,
As
it's just
he should.
a neighborly dispute that got out of hand. You were awarded no points, no gold. This was a big waste of time.
I don't
that is what you
condone
get
it,
for
but
your
I
nat one.
understand.
No, we waste 3
Damn.
in-game days.
Wow.
I
Okay,
swear, I was on to something, and I'm so sorry, everyone.
Rain, we were all on to something. I remember the past 3 days. I think we're all upset. Let's rack up a tab at the nearest tavern and then walk out without paying and walk as far as we can from it, okay? Are we all in on this plan?
I don't think.
Wait,
I think I'm seeing 1, 2, 3.
wait a minute. Wait, how did we get here? What?
It's been a bit of a fever dream, but... And then I'll recap.
No, I mean, how did we? How are we dining and dashing now? I feel like this is the same thing that happened in the tower. You guys just came down and you were like, "This is the plan," and I was like, "I didn't know about this plan," and then I get my ass kicked.
Oh right, you spent the whole time you did the R&R. You were resting, and then you had that long soak, which, like, honestly, good call. So while you were soaking in the bath, bullshit. And so that's why I propose we rack up a wicked bar tab and just leave forever and never come through this town again. Because this town fucked us harder than we're gonna fuck this bar.
So if this is like a intrusive thought joke thing, like you guys are talking about spending a whole night in a tavern, are you actually spending an extra day? Like, are we making this canon, or are we just joshing around?
We should not do that. If we have to return, it would be bad.
Yeah, you're right.
We're pissed Mazedon off with our timetables. Maybe we should just go as fast as we can.
I'm gonna try to... Hold up, I should probably roll something.
So do you guys like stop at a tavern for dinner or something, and like a small hamlet before heading up the mountain? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I got
I don't understand what's going on at this point.
I think we're just shitting around.
Okay,
Yeah.
shitting around, moving on. So yeah, you've done a whole like waste of time. Along the way up the mountain, you face some asshole goats, but you're able to, pick them off with, basic weapons and cantrips and stuff.
Extreme violence.
I whip out my gun.
You get halfway up the mountain, you end up making camp. There's other than asshole goats, nothing really to deal with. Eventually, you make your way over to a okay. Yeah, you're totally
It's a
prepared.
problem.
You're totally prepared for making camp along this. And so you eventually make your way to the hot spring area, where you see. Let me see if I can. Eventually. You can see like the hot steam coming off the things. You see various giants and cyclops in the back, just kind of either bathing, kind of washing themselves, or just like chilling, relaxing. I think one is kind of wading in the water, but they're so dang big. These giants are freaking huge, by the way. They're like 20-25 feet tall. It looks like the water can get up to nearly their knees as it gets closer here. So this kind of blue ring here that I made is like the
The drop off.
Yeah, kind of the drop off where it's like you have to swim instead of walk if you're normal sized.
Right.
And then right up top, you can hear just a little strumming of a lute kind of thing.
So there's no like hotel or inn attached to this, right? It's just
No, this is out in the wilderness. This is.
Are we sneaking up on this scene?
That's a good question. Did you like once you guys? I would say you're able to spot kind of from a distance, and if you want to walk in closer, you can. If you want to sneak, we don't have to say that your people are right here.
I have a thought.
Let's
I'd like to run it by the party.
let's stick all your people up here just to say that you're assessing the situation from up above.
I'm gonna cast water breathing as a ritual while we're talking.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I feel like water walk might actually.
No, just raise the water 100 feet in the air. What are you talking about?
Oh
Alright,
yeah, I
here's-
think I had other art for this too that I never ended up showing.
Oh, by the way, Artem, to answer your earlier question, apparently I've
Says-
had Dispel Magic prepared
Oh,
already.
that's
so
very good.
Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
okay.
So yeah, just a little bit of art inspiration there.
I didn't take it anyway, but yeah.
Cool.
But we'll go back over.
It looks like he is
Okay.
like creeping on the giant in that photo.
You'll never see
Yeah,
me
no,
behind this
he's
rock.
just resting on top of a big rock,
Yeah.
a big boulder that's in the middle of the.
Look at
I
me
guess
and
I
all
described
my
it as a
big
hill
wet
earlier.
friends.
It's really more of a giant boulder.
So here's my thought. We set up camp just outside of this range, right?
Oh, and I'll also say it's about midday by the time you reach these guys. It's we'll call it
Perfect.
1 o'clock ish.
Lovely. That's
They're
great.
they're probably just kind of chilling and relaxing after a nice nice lunch. You probably see like some bones of a fairly large animal just kind of scattered around near here that they had picked clean pretty well.
Alright, so here's my thought. We set up camp just on the other side of the tree line, where there's reasonable doubt, we stumble upon this hot spring. Now, most of us are waiting here in the tent that we set up. Rain, you and I stumble upon this hot spring, right? And oh my god, this newlywed couple, we just happen upon this here hot spring. Wonderful. Oh, this lovely bard here, we'll chat him up, convince him to maybe head to our tent. We jump him. Everybody, open the tent, boomtown. 3 unexpected guests. And then we get some answers, you know what I mean?
What about the giants though? And
I don't think the giants are going to want to come with us.
I'm also terrible at I can't lie very well.
Have you ever met a bard?
No?
Really? Oh. Cammy? Couples adventure?
And we send to him, do you think, beforehand, just to ask if the surrounding peoples are hostile, maybe?
We want to send to him? Well, I mean, if we send to him, that's going to leave this whole...
Oh, I see what you're after. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
We honeypot. We're doing pure honeypot here.
Right. But I'm still deeply concerned about them.
Understandable. Now see, you throw a honeypot, hopefully Bard's like, alright, take 10, y'all chill here. No worries about the big giants.
Question, is there any signs that the big folk have attempted to reach the bard? Is there any claw marks on that giant ass rock? Is the rock is he within reach of them and he's literally just chilling?
Oh, I would say that sometimes they'll go over and kind of step over and put their arms up and just listen to him serenade them. And if anything,
shit, alright.
if anything, he is a little bit flirtatious with all of them.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, please, please, there's enough for all of us.
Obviously, we can't bring Audra.
Why not?
Why not?
Giants? Anyone in the party, you're the one they're going to be interested in. Have you heard about Death by Snoo Snoo? Because I don't think you want to be involved in any of that.
I don't think I would be involved in that, whether or not there was death attached to it.
Look, I was just unlocking the rare ship that was Rain and Hunter there for a second, though.
Still crunching the numbers here.
Does anyone else speak giant except for me?
That's a good question.
I
mean,
do.
the bard
Rain does. Of course she
Alright.
does.
So we talked to the bard, lure them back here, because we're just a married couple that, stumbled upon a hot spring. You know what I mean?
What if he doesn't want to come back with you?
He's a bard. Of course he wants. We're a newlywed couple about to consummate our marriage. The bard's gonna want to come over. You've met a bard, right? Am I the only person here who's met a bard?
I met the gentleman at the bar in not Stem Garden. It used to be Stem Garden. I met him. He was a sweet boy.
Formerly Garden. Yeah. That ain't Cletus. Cletus, no.
Could I add a simple amendment to this plan? This of the honeypotting?
All right. All ideas are good. No stupid ideas.
I believe I have a trick I could use in
We're
overloading
not going to actually.
of my illusion magic. I think
Oh,
I can disable, at least temporarily, or overstimulate rather, our target's entourage. If you would like to go and strike a conversation with him, I could either accompany you invisible and have that prepared. It's also possible that he simply attacks you or attempts to sees through your ruse, rather.
I might see through my ruse, but I don't think I've ever met a bard that goes on and attacks. Sorry, y'all want anything?
Well, he wouldn't attack, but his compatriots would. Why don't you go and try and lure him away, and we'll be nearby to help if need be.
All right.
Wh-
Rein you
uh,
in, or is this a single mission?
I'm not opposed, but what if he invites us there?
And we hang out for a minute and say, "Oh, ma'am, this has been nice, but I think we need some alone time."
All right.
It ain't for real. We're just implying some shit.
You do talk giant. It could help.
Okay.
You have your healing potion on you, right? From the giants? Of course you do. Good job. All right. Everything will be fine.
Now, when we bring him back to the tent, how are we? We need to make sure we can, subdue him.
Oh, you don't want to convince him that we're like a polycule or something.
Well, I mean, I'm going to do all I
That was a
can to
joke.
convince him that... Oh, okay. I'm sorry. A bard would have understood that was a goof.
Do what you can. If it doesn't work, we'll always figure something out.
All right. Whew. So we'll set up a tent. And then wander towards that hot spring.
I'm going to follow behind them about 10 or so feet. I am going to use invisibility and sneak along behind them. And before Anwar goes, he's like, I will make, if things go south, I will make a racket to bring you over.
Just
To
so,
Kamir and Adra, I guess.
just to clarify
Appreciate it.
something, mage armor is visible when you have it up, right? It's not an invisible armor.
Yeah, it is literally seen, right?
Okay.
Though, like, doesn't it like shump 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 like almost like the Iron Man armor, just like
I
don't
never
know.
thought about that.
Me neither.
So no, I mean, if anybody was walking into this, I feel like being a little like, I feel like that would be understandable.
Official
I don't want to give
official word
give
is
us away,
flavor.
but also, okay. Well, I guess that's up to. I feel like I can't do that because I think the flavor with Rain is that she's always had like literal water armor swirling around her.
Yeah.
So okay, so I will. Yeah, I'm going in with 15 AC, but okay.
Almost
How,
what I've
how much
got.
HP?
54.
You're fine.
now.
Oh my
Good.
god, no, she can't even have her shield up or else it'll look weird. She has less AC.
Do you have a bikini?
She
That's
has
the only armor you
13.
need.
You
My
better
shield too.
hope that the shit doesn't hit the fan. She has 13 AC here.
But do you
Yeah.
have a bikini?
you're about to
That's
get
the question.
that giant's about to do the Skyrim giant thing.
No,
we're
he
just-
ain't.
We're gonna be in the woods and just see Rain go.
Too
Rain's
fun.
about to get team rocketed over the.
I mean,
horizon.
Can you death ward both
yeah,
of them?
yes, I can do that.
Oh, that would
wait,
be
can I do
nice.
both? Hold on, is a question.
No, probably not.
Well, it's not concentration, so it's just a matter
Oh.
of, can it
Using more
be-
slots.
Well, no, I just want to make sure.
I'm glad you all have confidence in this plan, you know?
I
It's
just-
really
I-
reassuring.
I just got to level 10 and I don't want to die.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure if for some reason it was like almost like a magical, like, you know how there's certain things where it's like if you cast once it expires on the other. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't that. So I can get both of you, and in return I'll give it to myself because I can do that for free.
Hell yeah. 3 for 2.
Definitely.
Buy 2, get 1 3.
Yeah.
Buy 2,
So
get 1.
you guys are both death warded.
All right.
Don't worry, Andrew. I understood where you were going with that.
Gracias. All right.
De nada, amigo. Eu entendi.
Well, holy shit, look at this there hot spring. Oh, hey, y'all. How's the water doing?
So who is it? Who is it exactly? It's Hunter and who else?
Hunter and
Rain.
Rain.
Hunter and Rain. Okay.
And behind us 10 feet, totally stealthed, invisible, is Anwar.
As you start really making yourself known, the giants are gonna each turn to you and go. "Ah!" They're.
Oh, ah.
Valentina's gonna go. Hold up. Who do we have here? And he'll
Oh,
stand up, start to walk a little closer, and he's still playing his lute, but now it's like a dog wags his tail. It's like, no. How's it going?
Hey, doing good. Just set up camp. Didn't realize there was a whole commotion here. I'm sorry to interrupt. Can we jump in?
While you're talking, I would like you to please make me a charisma saving throw, both of you.
Charisma
my
saving
God.
throw.
Yep, each of you, please.
This is not good.
Right.
Both of you save. Let's see. Interesting. Okay.
Fucking Christ. I have a +0.
And then after you feel like there's some kind of magical effect that you shrug off, it seems like he notices you that you save. He's just like, and just kind of puts his lute down for a second. I'm sorry. Say again.
Say again what? Oh, How? We just we camped nearby. Found these hot springs. Didn't know the hot springs were taken. Is this communal? Can we all jump in?
You can risk it if you want, but uh, if you make the wrong move, they could get angry, and I can't always control them so well.
Oh dear. I'll kind of come to the edge and dip, like kind of step in, ankles only, kind of deal.
All right, you can go ahead and move your tokens there.
If I can find my
This
token
is
there.
Yeah.
so dangerous. Oh, where are we? Okay.
I'd envision like there, but
We can be there because we would have had to walk around the cliff thing.
yeah.
So you walk over there. Both these guys are gonna start kind of moving interference, and also this one's kind of walking along over here too.
Can I just kind of wave at him to, like, disarmingly?
Go ahead and roll a charisma check of some kind. I'm not. What kind of charisma check would you want to make?
I mean, I'd love to roll persuasion, but I'd settle for a flat charisma.
Are you trying to persuade them of something truthful that like you're totally fine? You're not trying to hurt them.
That is true. I am not trying to hurt them. I am indeed. My intent, my true intent, is to have an entirely chill situation. So I'm just like,
Can
Ah,
can I assist him? I'm not trained in persuasion, but can I at least say in giant, like something like, "I'm sorry, we didn't know these were yours. Should we not use the hot springs, or can we?"
So speaking in giant certainly goes a long way for them. So yeah, go ahead and roll your persuasion at advantage.
That would be you, Hunter.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm
It's
like,
all
oh
good.
man, looking forward to.
You
seeing
you
how
don't want
this
Rain to
pans
do
out.
it. There we go.
All right, yeah. I'll say that given that the 26 is because of the advantage, Rain does help kind of calm the nerves, and so yeah, they'll just kind of let you go in. They kind of look to each other. They're a bit confused. They look back over to Valentino. Valentino's like, "It's fine, please. Let's just all have fun in the hot spring." But Lydia, my dear, why don't you put your eye to good use, and why don't you scout around a little bit? And so the Cyclops are going to get out of the water and start looking around near, I guess, yeah, we'll kind of just start over on the other side of this ridge and start to make kind of like a kind of walking around. So you built the tent over here?
Oh, I was
think
just
it's
fucking
off.
around and doodling the tent.
Okay.
I think the,
Oh,
the
why not,
tent
though?
is like a good 50 feet. Or,
Okay.
Like it's back,
away.
yeah.
But either way, they're
Um,
in the tent.
How far away are Audra and Chimera? And I guess if she potentially is walking around searching, if you're trying to like navigate away from there, I either need like a hide check or stealth check or something.
Now, when I had presented the plan, it was that
We were
everyone else
waiting in
was
the tent to
Yeah.
ambush the unsuspecting bard. So we're
Yes.
just like probably sitting there staring at each other.
Okay, I am going to roll to see if she can find the tent, and I will roll with a not a full disadvantage, but a negative penalty given she has one eye. Oh
Aw.
God! Oh
That's
wow!
depth
Okay.
Perception. You got to read it from there.
Yep. All right.
Perception.
Listen, I feel like we would hear footsteps and then just kind of look at each other in that like, here we fucking go.
Yeah, you guys hear footsteps, and like you peek out the thing, and you can see her just kind of looking around to see if anyone else is here, and yeah, she somehow doesn't see you, and like she came very close to seeing your tent, but somehow did not see it. Anyways, back to the A plot over here.
Well, dang, hun, was that giant? I didn't know she spoke that. You know, you'll learn so much on your honeymoon.
Oh, it's your honeymoon.
Yeah,
Well, this
you
is
know,
cause for celebration.
that's what we thought. We thought we saw the steam rising up, and I was like, you know, I'll bet you anything that that's
Might I
a hot
sing
spring.
you a song?
I would love nothing more, honey. You want to hear a song?
Of course. Yes.
All right, bring it in. Dance with me, darling.
All right. So yeah, you guys do that for a little bit. Just bear with me one moment, please.
You're doing great. Just stick with it. Just stick with the plot. We're killing it right now. Don't you worry. And back right to left. Right
She can't
left,
dance either.
back
She's
to-
just fumbling.
You should have seen her at the wedding. I had to lead. Oh. We're doing okay. All right.
We're going to die.
No, we're gonna do great. Don't you worry about that. All right. If they haven't seen the rest of them, we're in the clear. We just gotta get them to the tent. All right.
Anwar, you can portal people against their will, right? Like you could just like whoop.
Yeah, but only when I want to. Let's see where it goes. Let's see how this goes. It's a good plan. Come on. You
You're such a
definitely
shit.
right?
Alrighty.
Look, I'm fond of these kids. Okay, I'm fond of them.
I'll remember them well.
Who fancies themselves a real life bard here? Who would like to maybe do a little singing on camp? Because I can try, but I don't think I'd be very good.
What am I supposed to
I
do?
will have the lyrics. I'm just gonna send in here. If someone wants to just make a tune to it and do it real quick. Let's see.
I know Andrew wants to, so I'll leave it to him.
Oh wow.
There it is.
Ooh. In a land of ice and snow, where the mountains towered tall, two lovers fled to warm below, away from winter's thrall. A tiefling man and elf wife, on their honeymoon they roam, finding solace and a new life in a hot spring near Giant's home. Eh. Beneath the stars they lay and dreamed their worries far away. As steam surrounds the waters teem, and here they plan to stay. A tiefling man and elf wife, on their honeymoon they roam, finding solace and a new life in a hot spring near Giant's
Home.
home.
Sorry, the last thing clipped off. So yeah, he's singing that for a while. You guys are vibing to it, and after about a minute, I would like you guys to please make
Oh, I need
another charisma. Sorry, no, this
Uh-oh.
time a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Wisdom, okay. Damn. Picking everything I'm not good at.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
All right.
Dialed
so
in.
yeah, Hunter is dialed in. Rain, on the other hand, let me whisper to this to you real quick.
Do I notice Rain getting weird?
That's the new I have.
a gun.
That's the new I have 2 bombs.
Right?
Gag. I'll try not to go crazy with it. I already
With
have.
this one, you can reload.
I could reload.
Oh dear.
All right. Does this make sense to you, or do I need to give any more context for this?
I think it makes sense.
Okay.
Yes, disintegrate on Hunter, right?
It tracks.
No, she looks at Hunter and says, "It's amazing the music he writes."
I'd like to roll an insight.
Go for it.
Do I get advantage in any way between knowing Rain, or like is there a shift in the dancing or anything weird that would?
She might get more into it.
I would say that maybe her pupils are slightly more dilated.
All right, well, I'm gonna.
Yeah, she almost seems like high. Like just a
Uh-oh.
little more with that insight, definitely a little more loopy and just like, wow, this guy is great.
But then Rain got high. But then Rain got high.
I'm gonna whisper in her ear. Shake it off. Come on, get out of it. Pull it together.
Oh,
I'm gonna
fine.
see if I can, like, when I dance, like, shake a little. I shake her out of it a little bit.
How hard do you do that?
Just enough to make it look like I'm trying to dip her a little bit.
Uh-huh. But are you doing it hard enough that you're like doing an unarmed strike?
No!
Okay, then nothing happens.
Slapping his new
Fuck.
wife.
No! That's later, darling.
Oh no.
She
Uh-oh.
remains the way she's been. Now, tell me again. What of all the places, why here? It's such a remote spot.
Precisely. Scenery and solitude was what we were going for, but
Actually, we really just wanted to see you.
Oh! You wanted to see me. You came to find me. How did you do such a thing?
well, I mean, that's a weird thing to say. I mean, I guess we were fishing for a third, but like, we weren't expecting to find anyone here.
Oh no, we asked around for everybody to find you.
I'm gonna jab you in the ribs. Like, as
Oh!
the first, like, actually, I'm gonna bump you in the ribs. Discreetly. I'm gonna try to, like...
What do you do with that? Do you just go for it, or what are you doing? Do you finish your sentence or not?
Oh, I'm trying to interrupt the sentence. I hear, actually, and I'm like, kadunk.
Well, I get that you're trying to do that, but I think
Oh,
she's still choosing to say those things.
Yeah, I mean, she chooses to say those things,
yeah.
you know.
It's like, really? You've been asking all over for me. How interesting.
Well,
Lydia! Could you
To
please come back
clarify.
here?
To clarify, me giving her the elbow, that's trying to jostle her out. So if that means, like, the unarmed strike, like, I'm going for something, because I've realized something isn't right.
Okay, I need you to roll to attack then.
So do you ever
You
get the
gotta-
feeling of like just impending doom when you're doing absolutely nothing?
If you miss this, she has 13 AC right now.
So am I rolling dexterity plus proficiency?
Yep.
Are you
Everybody's
proficient in unarmed strikes?
You're not
Everybody
a monk.
is.
It's
I
just
am
strength.
not.
It's
Really?
just, yeah, I
That's
think it's just a
Dang.
strength. Yeah.
I thought everybody was proficient in unarmed. It's just that monks get the damage increase.
No, they get. I'm pretty sure unarmed strike is just strength.
But I can't use
Must-
dex.
Oh wait, never mind. I have that thing.
Okay, if I can't use dex, I'll go ahead. And
Yeah,
pull
I
this
think
trigger.
you got to do strength for this one.
No, on unarmed strike, you get proficiency bonus.
It doesn't matter either way. He hits you.
Yeah, that's nice, yeah.
So
but I'm a wizard and I have proficiency
So,
in
It's
unarmed
1
strike.
plus 0 damage.
yeah,
Okay.
you deal however,
Okay.
I'm gonna need you to do a sleight of hand so you can get that by him though.
Which I now get advantage on.
It's true.
Because of your cloud thing, yep.
So this will determine how much she says.
Okay, so what is your strength modifier for a basic unarmed strike. It's just 1 plus your strength.
My score, I've got 10. So
Okay.
no mod.
All right.
One.
He just goes one damage to you right in the gut, and
One
so
sharp
when
damage.
you're like actually, and then,
And
so
she-
from his perspective, he doesn't see the gut. He doesn't see the little gut elbow.
We're still
and-
dancing. We're still dancing.
But he does hear the like actually, and then it's cut off.
so
Actually,
does she-
what, dear? I couldn't quite hear you.
Does she break out of it?
Yeah, with 1 HP. Yeah.
Okay.
You are hurt 1 HP, and you are knocked out of being charmed.
I just meant to say we heard you playing and we sought it out.
Right, what was that last town you were in?
I'm gonna need
travel-
I'm gonna need a deception check from Rain at this point.
Oh, good.
I would like
good.
to assist by kind of like piling on.
Okay, I would say you can grant her assisting, but he's asking her, so she's got to make the roll.
That's fair.
Let me put it this way: Rain's ability to lie is that scene in Community where they come into the room and he was like, "We're not going to fight."
Well, let's see how that goes. Okay.
15.
Alright.
He's gonna insight way
Um,
past that.
Oh, I hope he doesn't have insight.
Oh, that's right. I need to roll
know.
his insight against it.
I mean, is a bard usually
Uh-huh.
insightful?
They can be whatever they want to be.
Yeah.
Did he go to
Fucking jack of all
went, I was gonna say,
trades.
he went to College of Insight, you know?
I went to college.
Man, I can't wait to roll another bard.
Well, it's
Go.
so great to have you here. What were your names again?
Ooh.
Well, I'm Spider, and this here is River.
Okay,
This
those
is
are
the
made-up
same code
names.
name. This
There's
is the
gotta be
same
made-up
code name.
names. Who-
What?
Are you like
Yeah.
code names or something?
Well,
Okay, River. I
alright,
believe she's
we've
look.
been
She looks like some kind of like aquatic elf thing, but Spider. Really, your name is Spider.
all right. That's racist. We were, it's like fun.
It-
we're travel.
it's
It's
an-
traveling names, right? We're like.
Are you on the
It's a
run or
nickname.
are
He's
you
a
on the
little
run or something?
creepy.
No,
If
it's
you're
not, we're not
if
on
you're
the
if
run.
you're on the run, listen. No shame in the game. If that's the deal, that's fine. Just let me know. Something isn't quite adding up here.
You never had like a travel name? Like you're out on the road and just like, oh man, new identity. We can be whoever we want to be out here. And
I've had tons of travel names.
so you're saying Spider's like a dumb name?
I mean, who like if you're a like unless you're like, well, don't get me wrong, like from where the Drow people come from, like Spider's a pretty half decent name.
Right.
But-
I told you, hun.
You don't exactly seem like you're from the Drow culture, though, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
Like, I could believe some people being called Spider, but you? I just don't buy it.
Hun, you could have told. All
I
right.
didn't
Well, like
want to hurt your feelings.
she didn't want to hurt my feeling. All right. Well, like what would? You know what? You have a bottle of anything? I've got a bottle in my tent. We should. You want to talk? You want to create some new fun trail names?
Sure. Why don't you go
Alright.
get your bottle from the tent and come on over here?
Oh, I think you'd have more fun in the tent. And I'm gonna roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Ooh,
Unless you'd
seducing
rather
the
me
bard.
roll deception,
It definitely seems more deception at this point.
which I get advantage on. You fell into my trap, baby!
To be fair, he wouldn't have fun in the tent, so it's definitely a lie.
Ooh.
29. He believes you that what you're saying, like, oh yeah, we'll have fun in the tent. And listen, as tempting as it may be, for safety reasons, I like to stay in the pool.
I mean, you can pee anywhere.
That's true.
Alright, well, if you change your mind. We'll be in the tent for a while.
You two have fun.
I mean, I'd prefer we three have fun, but okay.
Oh, honey,
just-
I'm already in and it's a hell of a lot of trouble.
All right, well, I don't know. All right, well. Okay, well. Gotta go, bye! So we arrive at the tent. Well, that didn't work.
Anwar, you've been invisible nearby throughout this whole thing. What are you doing? When all this is going on, and like when they leave, do you leave too, or like what's going on your side?
I want to hang back for now. See what he does. See if he sends the giants after them, just to
Okay.
see how he reacts. If he like goes back to his business, Anwar will eventually leave. But
Yeah. So eventually, Lydia the Cyclops comes back, and he's gonna be like, "Stay close, darling. Stay close. I need you." Daddy's not feeling safe, right?
Well,
Anwar's gonna quietly get up and start heading back.
Kamira and Audra, what were you doing in the tent besides hearing the big thumping and stuff? And
Arm wrestling.
I'll make you arm wrestle the Echo. Like I'm old. I have joint problems. I can't keep doing this, Audra. I can't keep doing
Honestly,
this.
Audra would accept that.
Kamira, what are you doing? Well, are you just reading a book or something, or are you getting your gun ready? What are you doing?
So I imagine it's initially Audra being like, "Hey, do you want to arm wrestle?" And it's like, you can arm wrestle her. And I'll like take out my little pocket loom, and I'm just patching my cloak.
Alrighty, so you're doing that, and eventually Hunter and Rain come back empty-handed.
all right, no dice. But we didn't die, so you owe me 2 copper. Now, what do we do?
Happened exactly because we heard some footsteps. It got a little scary for a second.
Oh, it was very
Yeah.
scary there.
Oh, well. We had it under control. Yeah,
I
one of
don't
them.
think so. He charmed me in some way.
That's what that was. I'm glad I'm glad I helped. Are you okay? I know it
Yeah.
jabbed you pretty hard.
I'm fine now, but he has a way of not controlling your mind, but influencing it.
I like to think a couple seconds later, you, like the active camo from Halo, it like how it like deactivates and like patches kind of all coming out at once. It's like, yeah, guys, you didn't do very
Jesus
good.
Christ!
Oh my god!
Well,
I thought you were gonna convince him to come back here. What happened?
Well, oh, you were there apparently. I thought I did a pretty damn good job. Now, I laid out a juicy steak, and he was all like, I'm vegan. And so, I'd like to think I did okay.
All right. Well, can we go with my plan now?
All ears. Thank you for letting me try one.
And can we do a Scooby Doo? Where we don't talk about the plan, so it actually works.
You can go for whatever.
Yeah, so Anwar is going to explain that he has hypnotic pattern and that they are all going to sneak up close to the hot water spring, and he is going to use hypnotic pattern in the center of the giants so that they must all save from being I believe it may be charmed, but they will be
stunned, isn't it?
Let me see. It becomes charmed for the duration. While charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. It ends if they take any damage or if someone uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. So, using that surprise of hopefully most, if not all, the giants being stupefied, we move in and grab them.
nice.
I could get right next to him if you want. Will I be at risk of that whole?
I can throw a hold person on him as well if we want.
That'd be good. If as long as you're not there already, as long as you're not in the range of it, we have to use it first.
I see. What's your range on that?
Pretty far, 120 feet.
Dang.
Okay.
It's like a
And it's
like a football field
cast
away.
on a point.
A 30-foot cube, up to 120 feet away.
Wow.
So I think I can tag all the giants.
All right.
Depending on
I'm
where they
going
are.
to get my shield. And she's also gonna cast mage armor.
Now, if I have to lure them into a small space, are you going to be able to like make sure it doesn't affect me or my SOL?
You're not going to be up there. We're using this, so you're going to hang back with the rest of us.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have to worry about it.
All right.
But figure we all. Anwar explains that in character as we gloss over it to get to the part where we all start sneaking up on the hot springs.
Okay. All right. So you get up to this part where. So are all of you sneaking up to the hot springs at the same time?
I'm going to flank, knowing I have advantage on stealth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and try to flank as long as that's in line with the plan.
We can use the gift of Arantis to add to our self.
I was about to
Yep.
say I have disadvantage on stealth.
Yep.
Oh.
Same.
Do I?
Hunter, do you mean that you're gonna go like all the way to the top of the map up here?
Oh, no, no, no. I was thinking more like to the side here and hop along
okay.
the rocks.
All right. Yeah. If you want to go ahead and do that, you can.
I can cast invisibility on Chimera and Audra to counteract the disadvantage.
Sure.
Are we doing that plus gift of Verontis?
Yeah,
Sure.
we can.
Might as well. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
that's
if I
a third
leave-
level slot.
Pass without traces plus 10.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd need to stay in that range to keep that bonus,
Well-
right?
Well,
Oh.
Wow.
Come here.
Yeah. Hey, roll that again, please. Roll that again. Just. I'm using my luck thing.
What do you see happen? I'm curious.
You see a clanking of armor that makes all of them look immediately over.
In the distance, sirens. Nice. Oh wait, I have a +5 on top of that. Wow.
That's plus 10,
So
assuming I
33.
get the
Oh,
bonus.
I got stealth too.
It's within 30 feet, I thought.
Yeah. So if you're gonna go all the way over here at some point, I think is it, but you're still good.
Okay.
Say like this little tree bushy area.
Right.
Right, it's not like it's at the top of the hill and then it's a spring. It's probably like down a hill and then into the spring.
Yep. All right. Yeah, you're effectively able to sneak. Like at some point, they are like looking right at the front area here. So I don't know what point you're trying to sneak to. Are you trying to like get to a tree? Are you trying to like get to a, like an overhang here? Your army crawling? Like where are you trying to land?
I think that's not a bad idea. Most of us army crawling up the center, or because that way you can cast it right on the center, and we can just like put our heads down for a second. I don't know.
I was gonna use if we want to. Well, we can't if we have to all be together. So for the wand to work. So I was thinking these like trees and shrubbery type area.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Where Chimera and Audra?
Beep boop.
Yeah, with the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, because I'm invisible and because I feel like the last time we interacted with the bard, it did like an AoE type of thing because it did Zone of Truth, I believe. Maybe like a little out, like a little way, Not super
Okay.
far away that it's gonna matter, but not super clustered.
Can you just make a little symbol for anybody who is invisible right now?
Yep.
I'm no longer invisible.
I'm still invisible, and don't forget your death wards, Hunter and Rain, if you want a symbol for that.
Oh, that keeps going?
It's 8 hours.
Okay.
It's 8 hours until it's activated.
Oh, I don't have my
Until you
shield
hit that 0,
anymore.
or would be 0.
And that's just back up to 1 after hitting 0.
Why don't
right?
you have your
Yeah.
shield?
I have a great sword.
Oh, sorry, no, it's a long sword. It's supposed to be a long sword, not a great sword.
Oh, it's a long sword.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not supposed to affect your stuff at all.
Okay. Because I was like,
I will
oh,
edit
there
that.
goes my AC. I wasn't arguing about it because I really like the sword. But yeah. But also, thank you. Oh shit, I got rid of the verbiage for throwing the shield. Oh no, I didn't. Yeah.
There we go. I fixed it on D&D Beyond. It might take a second to update.
Okay. All right. So you're starting off with a hypnotic pattern aimed at you can up to 3 targets.
It's a 30-foot cube.
Okay, so that means it could potentially get him too. I will say that when you come back, you notice that the 2 hill giants are on guard, just kind of scouting around, and the Cyclops woman is sitting up top of the big boulder, kind of crisscross applesauce with Valentino in her lap, and he's just like strumming along. She's kind of holding him a little bit. He's just like, "It's all gonna be okay. We're gonna be just fine." Just giving a little song. He seemed like he's quite on edge and worried that he could be found by somebody.
Dami mommy vibes.
Maybe that's his deal. So, all right. So I need him to make. I made a roll for them. Now I need to make a roll for him.
Yeah,
And this
so
is-
Anwar is going to like launch a little drone
Mhm,
from his suit, and it's gonna fly, kind of buzz over right into the middle of all of them,
mhm.
and like right as it kind of hovers at like eye level of the
Mhm.
giants, it's just going to explode in a burst of color, like aurora borealis and like fireworks all into one, just like a seizure-inducing amount of colors and light.
Okay. What kind of saving throw is it?
I believe it is wisdom. It is
Yep,
wisdom.
wisdom.
DC
Okay.
17.
DC 17. Okay. So the 3 big giant people all fail. Valentino succeeds.
Yeah, I figured that was the case.
They're just like, and he, please, I could do better. like-
Do you want an initiative?
You call that a hypnotic pattern, bitch?
Damn.
Calling you out.
But yeah, it does get them all going. But anyways, yeah, this is initiative now. This is.
Girl, you put the hip in hypnotic pattern. Ooh.
Okay. Anybody got some music for this?
Yeah,
I
here,
dropped it
drop
earlier.
Okay.
Artem, did you say that you already put the gunblade in Beyond?
I did. Yep.
What do you have it called? What is the
Gunblade.
name? It's
Should
not
be
pulling up.
Gunblade with a little. Does your character sheet in the "it doesn't have a name" Ryan campaign?
Yes.
should
Eloquently
just-
titled. Thank you.
It should just show up in that if you're
I'll,
in the campaign.
I'll reload the sheet.
So
I don't know if this is gonna end up being full combat or not. I'm not sure what your mission is. Are you trying to kidnap him, kill them all? What?
Well, I said I have hold person if that's the next move we want to make, but I'm not sure. Ryan, with your hypnotic with your hypnotic pattern, we should not be hitting the giants, right? Because that breaks them out.
That is correct.
Okay.
If they take any damage or shake, they are immediately awoken.
So I will not drop Dawn, the cleric equivalent of Moonbeam, that I now have.
But yeah, hold person on him would be pretty good.
Yep.
I might try sleep on him.
Okay, we got 14 for Chimera.
You can try to cast sleep on the bard, but they don't do a whole lot of sleeping if you catch my drift.
Non-core D&D content.
See
What
that,
they call it now?
Oh wait, is it a charm anyway?
Uh,
Oh yeah, it becomes charmed for the duration.
yes.
Well, it's a spell.
yeah,
so you can't
I was
counter charm it.
Why couldn't he counter charm?
Because it's a spell. It's not a charm, right? Isn't charm a different thing?
Why? How else would he charm someone?
Well, like in the way that like a dragon breathes fire, but he's not casting a fire spell, right? Is a charm
Like
not?
succubus
in
have
its-
charm as an ability. And
Yeah,
stuff
is
like
that not what that
Counter
means?
charm isn't a building that I think bards can do.
I know, but does it work on this? Like, is your spell a charm, or is it?
Why wouldn't it work on that just because it's a spell?
For
It
the
becomes
same
charmed.
for the same reason that you
counter-charm's
can't
not a
counterspell
reaction
fire
anyway.
breath.
Yeah, it would
That's
have to
what
be
I'm
on his
saying.
turn, but it can't use it.
It can? Okay.
Yeah.
I was curious if it was in the same way that you cannot counter spell, for example, like a fire attack, if it's not magical.
There's no
fire.
spell called charm. It's just an effect.
It's just a category.
The problem
It's
with
a-
counter charm is that you have to wait until it's your turn to use it.
That
well,
seems
because
like
it's a preventative thing. It's
Yeah.
not.
okay.
It won't. It
Oh, right,
won't
it's
take
for,
him out
it's
of
for
it.
breaking. I thought it was
Yeah.
for breaking out of effects.
Nope. It gives you advantage against being charmed.
Man, that
Yep.
ability really does suck.
It's really bad.
Like every
Yeah.
post
Right
about
now,
it
if
is
he
how
gets to
useless
his
it
turn,
is.
though I
He's
don't think they get
first,
another
so.
save. I think they're stuck in it for a minute unless they're hit or whatever.
Yeah, because when you sang the song earlier, I was like thinking about counter charm, and I was like, I'm gonna look
Yeah.
that up, and every
Well,
post
also-
is like why it's awful.
Also, I realized that he
He's
would have
an
had
elf, we know.
he would have had advantage anyway. But anyway, that doesn't matter because he saved anyway. So, all right. Sorry about all that. Is everybody in here? Except we need 2 more giants in the mix, and that's very
I think I'm not in it. And actually, can I
Okay.
use ambush as well?
Yep.
For an extra 2. So it ties me with Audra.
Then do you want to just say you didn't use it because it seems like it doesn't get you anything unless
It's
you're
alright.
trying to get ahead of her. All right. Well, this makes sense. They're all these guys are hypnotically patterned, and so they roll absolute shit in their initiative. That fits perfectly. Alrighty, so then we'll put more at 18. Okay, so first up is Valentino, who is quite skilled in the way of charm. And he is going to stand up and go, "Purple nipple!" And he's gonna grab that nipple and twist, and then she is just gonna, "Ugh! Ugh!" And she is, and then Valentino will be like, "Hey, snap out of it!" And I guess your location is revealed when you cast a spell. Is that correct?
Yeah, I feel like we would be
Yeah.
moved
Yeah.
the direction we.
Well, some of us are still invisible, but otherwise, yes.
Be like, yeah, he would just be like, "There's intruders over there. Knock those 2 so we can get back in the fight. They're not gonna take me alive." Let's see, that and he will also just look up to her and lock eyes with her and say, "I believe in you," granting her bardic inspiration.
Ah,
All right,
got
Audra, you're up.
giant inspiration. Okay, so one of them was broken out of it.
Was Sister Blade out here on purpose, or is that just randomly there?
In that square, I didn't put it there. That must just be where you randomly.
I'm just gonna put it back in the tent.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is not summoned, although it might be summoned here in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question: it is nearly 10:30 now. Do we want to go through this for a while till 11, or do we want to call it a night? What do we want to do?
I actually have my sister here, so if we could put a pause in this and come back to it, that'd be great. I think we're all a little exhausted too, but I don't want to speak for everyone.
I'm okay with pausing. We need to figure out what we're doing next week, but we can do that offline.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to come back to this in a couple
2
weeks. Cause,
Oh God, 2 weeks.
Yep, I have to work. Unfortunately, next Monday I got a FSI board meeting. So.
It still makes it somewhat of a cliffhanger, I suppose. So.
Yep.
Alrighty, well. Yeah, we'll do maybe something next week, maybe not, but either way, that's a cliffhanger for this. So, thanks, Richard. We'll pick up with the Giants in the hot tub later.
Woo!
All right, bye, stream. Until next time.
Goodbye.
bye.
Maybe I'll have a recap song next week.
Woo!